Welcome back, and we are about to be ready for the first game of the semi-finals. And for that, I'd like to take down here our first team. Please, big round of applause for Navi. And my favorite dandy of all the dandies out there are joining me here for an interview. Dandy, I just talked to Poppy, and Poppy said that you and Fnatic, you're bros, you're good friends, so after games you're not angry or something about who is winning. Is that the same for you? You also feel that way?
Sorry, I was missing you so much since yesterday.
Oh, look at you, what a charmer. Are we just flirting now instead of doing an interview?
I still can answer some questions, yeah.
All right, let's do that. What do you want to be asked?
I had a nice breakfast with Trixie.
Yeah? What did you have?
I don't remember, some cheese and bread and yogurt. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You like yogurt then?
No, I like cheese and bread more, yeah.
All right, you just seem more excited about the yogurt. So also, like, what's your favorite color?
What's your favorite color?
I really like blue and beige.
Me too.
Ah, look at, we have so much in common, Dandy. I think we should talk more after that game is over. Are you confident for the game? Or you don't really think of the game right now? Still about breakfast? Maybe a lunch?
I think about Milk because he looks sad.
Does he look sad? He looks a little bit, I think he's ill. I think he needs some hugs from you too.
Yeah, sure. About the game, I gave up first blood in the first one, so I hope... Yeah.
Okay, hope will be had. So thanks a lot for joining me for the interview. Once more, it was lovely to have you here. Anything you want to say to the fans, as this is the last time we could potentially see you here in case Fnatic is winning? Anything you want to say to the audience, to the fans, or more to me if you want to?
Yeah, sure, I'll come back.
All right, I take that as a promise. So thank you very much for joining me for the interview. Good luck to you and your team. And this means we're now ready to get our second team. And of course, I'm talking about Fnatic. So please, big round of applause for Fnatic. So I have Fly from Fnatic joining me, and I mean, you and Navi have been playing a lot against each other, and it can really go either way. I think during the DreamHack it was like once you won 3-0, then Navi won 3-1 or 3-0 or something like that. So we really see like it could go either way. But what do you think is normally the key factor for one of the teams winning?
I think it's just about surprising, because usually when you lose, right, you have to change something to win. Right, and then whoever won is probably going to try to do the same thing. So that's what I think what happened. Like when we beat them in DreamHack, and then we thought like we could do the same thing, and then they changed it up and they won. And then the next time we met them, we changed it up and then we won. So you know, it's pretty much like that. That's what I think.
So during this tournament so far, Navi has, for example, been playing a lot of Wisp, which they haven't done before, which you guys, though, have done before, and actually beat them with it. Do you think you have bigger chances of surprising them, as they seem to like kind of stick to a little bit of the same thing, in this tournament at least?
Well, the thing about Navi is that you never really know what he's got planned, so I'm not really counting on anything. We have sort of a plan, but it might change up instantly depending on what they do, so we'll see.
All right, I can't wait to see the sort of a plan you guys have. And of course, good luck with that match. We all look really forward to that. And thanks a lot for joining me for the interview. And that means we are ready for the first semi-final here at the RaidCall EMS 1 Fall Finals. And for that, I'd like to hand it over to our lovely casters, Matt, as well as Toby One.
Thank you very much, Zoe. We are back here at the casting desk. And once again, I get to be joined by Bucky Mad. I know you're probably a little bit more down on the mood right now.
I'm not. I'm hyped for this match.
You're hyped for this match?
Yeah.
So you've managed to pick up, like, after you sat down here and said, like, the death of French Dota?
Sure. No, it's not the death of French Dota. It's just Navi being Navi, I mean, once again. And we'll see if they can be it for 2 games in a row again.
I'm interested to see it too, man. Like, I know, like, Zoe was mentioning it, like, and Flower was talking about it too, like, we see the change-ups, like, who goes on top. The last 2 times these teams met, I actually got to cast them live at DreamHack too. It was like, there was like 3-0 going one way, then 3-0 going the other way. And, like, both times, like, looking at the games going, it wasn't even close, really, when you looked at it. So what we're going to get in this, like, I don't even know what we're going to get in this. It's impossible to predict.
Yeah, it's really hard to predict the outcome of this game. I mean, both teams have been doing really well. Fnatic is like top of their group. They basically outplayed the Lions in the game they had to, like, when they had to face them. As you mentioned, they faced Navi before. It was 3-0. 3-0 is really, like, you know, no hesitation whatsoever. It's really, you know, it goes one way. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it too. Of course, one of the big teams they did go up against, you can understand why Navi is in second position, as you see from Group A.
Yeah,
like VG Gaming, they played so freaking well yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's bumped Fnatic into the number like 2 versus 1, which is Navi, which is kind of funny because these two teams, like their matchups, they come all the freaking time. But Alliance versus like VG Gaming, I don't know if Alliance is even going to be happier about that one when they go like, well, we probably know how to play up against Navi, but they also know how to play up against the Chinese. So both of our semi-finals are going to be amazing today.
The second one is pretty amazing because if you recall, well, actually, when China was pretty unbeatable, like the legend, you know, before TI3, Alliance was the only team able to go there for G League and basically win all the Asian powerhouse. Yeah. So as Vici is undefeated for maybe 15 matches in a row, either like in Asia and here, actually, can Alliance actually pull that again this year? Would be quite amazing.
I'd be interested to see it, man, because Alliance's form of late has been very hot, cold kind of style. Like it's
the perfect moment for them to bounce back.
Yeah. Yeah, you could hope.
Yeah,
you could hope. But I know these guys, they're pretty tight anyway. They're just everything. It's like this is like the last big LAN tournament before the end of the year.
They get some rest after.
Yeah, it's been a long stretch for them. It's been a very, very long stretch for them. So I am interested to see if they went back and just got refreshed up and all ready to play. Like we saw it from Na'Vi, like with last night went for a very, like, we went very, very late into the night, and now we come back again today, and these guys, like, they look to be pretty awake. Like,
yeah, they look different from the game they had, and they had a draft that was kind of similar, I guess. Like, they look very different from the game they had against Vici. They look stronger. They look ready. And on the other hand, Fnatic looked very strong yesterday. There's no reason why they would be weaker today. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a really great best of 3.
Yeah, the interesting thing I'm looking to see is from Fnatic is during the drafting phase.
Yeah,
like almost more important than the first early laning phase for these guys, because Fnatic is one of those teams where like you see a strat and they think about a strat and they want to run a strat, and then as I think it was the words of Fly, we get tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And once that starts to happen, they really get themselves in trouble. And you can't have tunnel vision up against a team like Navi.
Exactly. And a drafter like Puppy, you can't really have tunnel vision against him, because if you're gonna like force yourself into a draft because you planned it before, he can really punish you with. It's basically easy to outdraft someone when he just ignores what you get against him.
Yeah.
So this would be really, but Fnatic has that in mind. I mean, the thing is that I don't think any of those drafters will be forced into a draft, because they both experienced that at Dream League with both losing 0-3 to the other team. So that's not going to happen this time. At least I don't think it will.
It's like, but how do you even like draft Puppy into a corner? Like we saw it yesterday where like you just go, okay, so we get Puck on the third pickup. It's going to be Dendy's. And then all of a sudden like, we see the Razor and we're like, oh, okay, wait, what's going on here? That's supposed to be up against like the mid OD. And then like obviously you're on the other end of that draft. And then all of a sudden the Templar Assassin comes out and it's like, wait, what?
I'll be really honest. Like we have been really comfortable drafting against almost all the teams we faced recently, and only Navi was really different. I mean, there was the first MLG game we had against them where we surprised them really, and they weren't ready for it. But it's, you know, Navi's first game in LAN is usually Navi's first game in LAN, and then no, really, it's really hard to outdraft them or force them into a corner, as you said. They're ready for it. They can play anything. They adapt roles, heroes, whatever. So that's not gonna happen. It's really all gonna come down to, I think we're gonna have even drafts. And it will come down to execution and, of course, mindset and the momentum both teams can have in the game, because we're probably having the match between the two most nobody teams in this tournament. So it can go either way.
Well, let's watch it. We're getting ourselves underway. So it is draft time with Na'Vi and fnatic going up against each other in the first match of this best of 3. So it will be a full best of 3 coming your way. And of course, there is your Na'Vi roster of Vorst, Dendi, Funnick, Puppy, as well as the Kuro boy, the German that managed to escape to the UA. But yeah, that's going to be their full lineup. A bloody strong lineup as well. And then you got like the fnatic boys too. These guys, they're everything. They're basically everything all wrapped into one. We've got split push, we've got aggression, we've got feed from Trixie. Love you, Trixie.
You need everything in a game.
Yeah.
You need someone to create openings, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the bait. Like, because if you always think he feeds, you never think it's actually me again. Because like, boom.
And even if he died, then they just get full team wipings to him. So he's just doing the work.
Well, let's look at that draft, man. ET banned out against fnatic, up against Na'Vi, no surprise whatsoever. I'm wondering if Puppy goes with the norm, because obviously they have been playing Wisp in a lot of their games already in this tournament.
They've been first picking Wisp every game almost, I think, like in the first 2. So against everyone. Vici, they had second pick and they got Wisp Maiden. And against us, they got it 2 times as first pick. So Wisp is really, really high rated in this series. I want to see if fnatic want to gamble and give Wisp to Na'Vi. It's a best of 3, so you can allow yourself to do... if you want to do something like this, it's the game 1. I don't think it's the game 2, because if you happen to lose the game 1, then you don't have the confidence to do so for the second game, because you know you're really on the edge.
Well, if they're going to let Wisp through right now, then they'll use their second ban to ban it like CK or Tiny or something.
But it's also a strong message they would send to Na'Vi. It's like, just get your Wisp, we're fine. We're going to beat you regardless. So
on the downside, if that works the other way around, it's like, well, okay, we played a little bit too much of a gamble on that.
That just happened to me. I know what you mean.
It's not a fun thing to have happen in the best of 1 either.
It's a risk. It's a risk. It's a risk that's worth it to take, especially in the best of 3, because you get the mantle advantage. You give them their best hero and you win it. You win with it. You're good to go for the second game. But they're just going to remove Wisp. Smart choice. And we'll see what Na'Vi goes as first pick.
How they want to trend this one up.
Yeah.
Because I know Venomancer as well as Bane have been pretty high up on the list. All these lane control heroes.
Maiden as well. Na'Vi uses Maiden so well.
That's true.
They use Maiden to actually go offlane, aggressive trident, and give Funnick, and then the mana, like the aura is actually huge now. So for solo laners such as TA, and there you go for it with the Maiden. I mean, solo laners such as TA, Puck, or can really benefit from this perma spam thanks to Maiden. And Na'Vi abused it in a good way, of course. So they like to give advantage to their solo players, which are insanely skilled individually, like on a one-on-one matchup, Funnick and Dendi. So that's something we might see coming up from Na'Vi this game.
Oh, it's up to fnatic now what they want to be selecting with the Crystal Maiden already up. So how do they want to try and approach these lanes? Do we try and either like be aggressive up against Na'Vi? We can go a little bit more like a little bit slower. We can look towards the jungle, Chen's Enchantress's kind of style, and just say, let's take this a little bit more late game. Let's play the, do I dare say, Hand of Midas style game. Even though, like, I'm really surprised the last couple of games, like, what happened to it, man?
But it's the right way. I mean, if CK doesn't get BKB and get Midas instead, they can take a fight. Actually, we didn't mention that, but this might be Midas Gaming versus non-Midas Gaming, and I hope to see that. You know, we're going to have double match here. We're going to have Na'Vi versus fnatic, and we're going to have Midas Gaming versus non-Midas Gaming. I'm really hyped for this one. No, I don't know. I think both teams are really smart at getting Midases, and they will get it when it makes sense. So I don't expect. And the Enchantress pick-up is really interesting.
Oh, tell me.
First pick, Enchantress. Whoa, that's... I mean, fnatic has been playing Enchantress a lot, so they might fear that Na'Vi just bans it in the second phase. I think they would have done it. On the other hand, Maiden is quite good against Enchantress, ganking power because of just the Frostbite being super effective against creeps.
I'm still wondering if that's going to get nerfed in the next patch.
I'm not sure. It might be because it really denies completely the... I mean, being able to farm neutrals is fine, but being able to stop Enchantress from ganking, I don't know if it's meant to be.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering if fnatic was ever going to try this.
That's fnatic going for their plan.
Yeah, this is just aggression to push down towers. You've got a lot of late game damage as well that can come out from the Luna depending on how many items she gets, but you're going to lose a lot of early towers against this lineup right now.
I mean, fnatic just got a classic Na'Vi opening. You know, it's like Luna Enchantress, classic Na'Vi lineup. It's basically we have very strong lane presence. We can push you down super fast. We can go very aggressive on you, and we have late game.
Yep.
So very interesting from Fnatic. It's actually Flight called it in the interview, the pre-game interview. We have plan. We're ready to adapt if Navi counters it correctly.
Yep.
Right now they're going for their plan. It looks like. I mean, Enchantress Luna, there is no reason to get those heroes against Maiden. They don't have enough information to counterpick. So it's definitely Fnatic going for what they planned.
Yep. See the captain Puppy just having a chat to his team.
He's calm. He looks ready. He knows what's going on.
I think they just want to try and work out how they play this. Because for me right now, like they can go something like a live stealer, and then you like got Infest. You can run your hand of Midas, and then Enchantress is complete and utterly destroyed.
Yep,
and you got someone that can Semele fight up against the Luna as well. I say Semele because obviously Luna's physical damage is still going to be a massive problem for the live stealer.
Yep.
But if you go something like this, then you're also saying we're gonna go slower. Like Fly, if they don't pick up the Chen right now too, we'll probably ban it out in the next set if they do pick up something which is like a slower kind of carry.
That's the thing about Navi right now, because if they give up on the Chen, they basically accept to have weaker lanes, because Enchantress really dominates double lanes or like standard supports. Enigma is neither like okay, Klinks, that's very interesting pickup. So they don't care about the Chen, might be banned out by Fnatic or maybe not, but I think it's a key hero to have for Navi right now. Klinks gives them, I mean, it's really hard to gank Klinks in my opinion, especially with an Enchantress. Of course, if you get a Troll, for example, then it gets easier, but basically all other creeps are pretty much useless against Klinks. So that's a hero they rate really high, and on the other hand, they're sure that Enchantress can't apply pressure on its Klinks. So pretty good pickup. It's good physical damage, of course, against Luna as well.
The question is now going to be a little bit further in. How do Navi try and end up laning this Klinks? Because normally when Funnic likes playing that Klinks, they like giving him a lot of space, which means you've got to try and run like aggressive try lane and then leave Klinks on the safe lane.
And it makes complete sense with Maiden, right? It's what we discussed earlier. The Maiden aura for the Klinks on safe lane is insane. He doesn't even need to go for Sobi masks or anything else. He can just go straight Midas or whatever he wants to get. He's going to get full mana regen from Maiden. That's Funnic hero, and actually Funnic back in the days was really known to play Klinks one-on-one. He was back when he was playing with GoBlack in Dara before TI3. He was really known for his 1v1 Klinks. Basically, his team would even accept to go offensive tri-lane and lose the tri-lane really hard just to give him a good start, good experience, and good farm, because he would crush the whole map with that hero. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Funnic Klinks safe lane and Na'Vi going aggressive, but once again, going aggressive against Ench Luna is not something you want to do.
No. The puck's now going to be removed out by Fly, so he starts looking over towards Dendy. As Dendy said during his interview as well, like he gave away first blood in the last game, doesn't really want to do that again, but at least he won't do it with the puck if it does happen.
Exactly, it's going to be different. He can do it with any hero he wants. Like, just pick one hero and give the first blood away. That's fine.
Fnatic will enjoy that one.
Yeah, he made it up to his team after giving the first blood away. He played an awesome game.
Clockwork's going to be banned out right now. Yeah. It's actually going to be one of the first games, and actually, we had a while since we haven't seen it. Just the Clockwork Weaver. Like the entire DreamHack weekend
was all about Clockwork Weaver.
Yeah, and now like Clockwork, we've been seeing him like here in the second band stage.
We didn't see much Weavers actually. I think AA picked it up one game, but that's pretty much. Oh, actually Alliance maybe got it one game on Loda. But yeah, we didn't see much Weaver. The Clockwork ban is it's for Klinks. I mean, Clockwork is a great hero to counter Klinks. A Clockwork can solo kill a Klinks with no items basically, like boots and nothing else. You just the battery assault does so much damage. So that's definitely to protect Funnic, and it denies also a very good offlaner right now for Fnatic. The Batrider ban, it's just, I think, Fnatic trying to deny heroes from Dandy. I think they understand what's going on, and that might be the Enchantress, actually. They want to protect their safe lane right away. Again, like we called that we might have even draft. I think like both teams are know what's going on.
That's Rubik pick up from Fnatic.
That's interesting. I don't know why Rubik. I guess it's a support they're comfortable playing. It doesn't necessarily counter Klinks or Maiden. I think they're just confident with their safe lane right now. Enchantress is really strong at protecting it. Rubik is a bit greedy as a support because he doesn't do much in a try versus three, like try versus try lane situation.
Yeah.
Of course, he's great to have mid game and late game. Yep.
Yeah, I know Malk was actually talking to Kuro yesterday, and Kuro mentioned something which is interesting about Rubik, saying that Rubik isn't really as effective anymore. Like we've seen Rubik once in this competition so far, and he got very, very lucky where like the mid solo ended up dying, and then he got like 2 full experience levels from like killing off the mid. It's like, wow, that was really, really good, and then he became effective. But Kuro was saying like Rubik doesn't really get enough levels and items fast enough to really be effective. Yeah. So just to toss the thought out there, he said like maybe it can go back to the mid solo, but that would be the only place it could do.
I would love to see solo mid Rubik. Honestly, I think it's a very strong hero to have. The Doom pickup is unexpected. That's the least to say, but I'm not sure right now what Navi is up to, and that's really hard. I mean, right now you're looking at the Navi lineup. You have no idea what they're up to. They can play Doom Wood, Kling safe lane. They can go aggressive and play Doom solo mid, Doom safe lane. That's the thing when you draft against Navi. It's really hard. They never reveal until the very last pick what they're up to. And
well, with this one, I'd probably put my money on the fact that's going to be Doom played by Kuro in the jungle.
In the jungle, right?
Yeah, because there's no way that I don't think you want to see a Havost on that Doombringer. Like, it could be taking it to the bottom lane, just leave it there solo. And then you put Klinks up on the top lane as aggressive with the Crystal Maiden +1. That would be one of your options. Because you're also going up against an Enchantress and a Rubik. So Enchantress has a lot of pressure on that top lane, so it's very risky to go up there. Yeah. But at the same time, Enchantress can die very quickly. Now we get a Wind Ranger.
I mean, that's what I love against Navi. I mean, if you remove CM, and actually they didn't have CM, like if you compare this game to last game, they're going to have 5 different heroes. And I'm pretty sure like they can basically, they were playing some split pushing lineup with Batrider, Puck, Prophet, you know. Yep. And right now they're playing something that's completely different. They're going to be looking for fights with this lineup. We might also see, I mean, Doom on the offensive can be quite good against Enchantress because you have Maiden Doom. If Enchantress comes with 2 creeps, the 2 creeps are denied instantly with the Devour and the Frostbite, so Enchantress is completely ineffective. Might be also something Navi is looking for right now.
Maybe you're right. Templar Rosat's going to be the last man up by Fly, so he's actually assuming that's not going to be a Dendi Windrunner. He's assuming that's actually going to be a Funnick Windrunner.
Good point, yeah.
Which means then that's what, he's in the mind of Fly, that'll be Havost as the Klinks, and then Kuro was the Doom.
Yeah. The respect by an Invoker for Hani makes sense. He played an incredible Invoker yesterday, and maybe he wanted to play it again.
With telekinesis set up with that, he had a trap moving around Invis. Yeah,
and the pushing power from Luna and Force Spirit, that's insane physical damage. It's really hard to... Even Doom can't, with like a lot of items, can't really tank this damage. The minus armor and everything really hurts him a lot. The bounty pickup, on the other hand, Night Stalker, that's really... That's full aggression from Fnatic. That's really full aggression.
I'm a little bit surprised they try and go for the Night Stalker. I would have thought something else like a Beastmaster, so it's a little bit more push kind of orientated.
That's right.
Like you've gone with like the first 2 pickups, which like Luna and Enchantress, and you see like, okay, well this is meant to melt down towers, and that's exactly what we were talking about. And that's why Navi like bans out the DK, thinking like that's going to also help into the push. Yeah. And then we switch it and we go with Rubik, Bounty, Night Stalker, and Bounty and Night Stalker are like these like your kill boys. And then you got the Rubik who's like he helps set up for that kind of stuff. So it's just interesting to see Fnatic change from the first 2, what we were thinking, into a completely different style.
Exactly, yeah, because the Rubik, the Bounty Hunter, Rubik Night Stalker really changed it completely. Now we might be looking for a Midas, I mean, farm-oriented Enchantress and not really push-oriented, and just, you know, go for the ganks everywhere on the map, because any of those 2 heroes can kill heroes like super fast. Enchantress, Bounty can gank easily, Night Stalker, Luna, whatever. I mean, they have lots of setup to gank Navi everywhere on the map. The last pick from Navi is going to be really, it's going to reveal their lanes, and I think that's the like the most important thing in this game right now. And it doesn't reveal anything. All right.
The last pickup. At least the hero selection is going to reveal off something here. So we actually get Dendi Mirana. It'll be the Wind Ranger played up by Funnick. So we do get the Doom in the side of the jungle. So more than likely, Havost safe lane, Doombringer in the jungle, Crystal Maiden making sure the Bounty Hunter can't really stop too much. No. And then, yeah, Funnick on the off lane just surviving. He's going to be careful a little bit, though, because obviously if there is a troll creep coming out from Enchantress, or the telekinesis is able to grab him, then Funnick's in a little bit of trouble. The other option is... I just say that's not even really an option. You can't really put the Crystal Maiden top to help out anybody.
No, it's really hard because she's going to be a free kill for Enchantress, and even Rubik Luna at this point can solo kill Maiden. I think Fnatic has the upper hand when it comes to the lane. Navi is going defensive mode right now. They get the Kling so it can't get ganked. They get the bottom mid because they know Enchantress roaming against bottom is ineffective because of the leap. And I mean, they have like evasive here, like heroes evasion mechanism. So it's really Fnatic is going to lead the early game. and it's up to them to punish Navi. Navi is just going defensive right now, defensive mode. It's like we're fine. Just try to do what you planned. We're pretty sure we can counter you, and you're not gonna succeed in what you actually think you can do. So it's pretty interesting. It's gonna be up to fnatic.
Just got a quick pause coming out here from Na'Vi. I don't know if something's a little bit wrong or they're just trying to get their bearings a little bit as we get ourselves into the game.
Ooh, that's some swap going on.
That's all.
Pretty interesting. Kuroki is now getting the Windrunner, and fnatic got the Doom, so they are switching the lanes. They changed the roles right now. I don't know if it's meant to be, if they want to confuse fnatic. You might win 1 or 2 seconds and maybe one item bought and then it's too late. That's interesting.
Yeah, but they paused the game almost immediately to talk about that. So it's possible they just selected the wrong thing.
So Navi is really understanding how crucial the laning phase will be. And they were discussing it to the very end, and they maybe even needed 1 or 2 second pause to assess what would be the best lanes right now.
So how are they supposed to do this then? Because like we were talking about like what you could run on that top lane, so you can't really run the dual lane, fnatic on the off lane.
I would see double lane top. I think actually
to
Windrunner Doom top is not bad because Windrunner has a good escape mechanism, and Doom can just deny creeps from Enchantress. It might work. That's maybe what they're up to right now. For hero size.
So, something I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I have no idea what it is. Oh, maybe he means on the minimap. Yeah, okay.
Ah, right.
Actually, no, not sure. I know there's something. I hope it's not in console.
Yeah, it'll be in console.
Okay, it is.
Yeah, all that kind of changes has to happen through console. Yeah, but don't worry, we have Ice Frog on staff here.
Zadrots means nerd in Russian, from what I know. Like basically, since Vilat looks to know all the command, then they just shout Zadrot at him.
Well, he learned to hack the game a long time ago.
Yeah. So like Vilat instantly, whatever command you guys need, you can just ask Vilat. He will instantly answer, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just tweet him.
With the precise size, you know, it's 800 and not 700. Be careful.
The career actually corrected him and said it's actually 600 is a better one to go.
Just know your commands, Vilat.
800 might be the default kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't learn that kind of stuff. I just play the game.
Yeah, same for me, man. I don't know how to change those.
But maybe that's the reason why.
And now we get the funny drawings on the minimap, the famous one. I don't know. I didn't know the caster actually see that. I didn't know that the caster actually see what the team draw. And
yeah, we can see what you draw, and when you ping and everything else, we can see that.
So
too.
we can see fnatic as well. I mean, we can see both teams right now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You just got to watch the different colors which are on the screen.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we can watch everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
not normally we try and not look at the minimap too much, but yeah, when you guys make it obvious, like you obviously communicate, it's like I want to go from here to here, kind of thing, and then like someone's just like that scribbles that out, it's just like goes for a different kind of line. Yeah, we see that all.
And we're back again.
Yeah, that we are. So it looks like it will be a defensive lane coming out from fnatic, where Era is in fact taking up the Night Stalker role, so it won't be Hani on that. In fact, Hani will take the Luna and head towards the middle lane. So we're going to look at Bottle first, Luna in the middle, while Night Stalker goes up towards the top lane, being babysat by Enchantress as well as Rubik, and that puts Trixie on the off lane, while the safe lane for Na'Vi has Puppey down here at the moment, and fnatic, and Tavost. Basically, it's getting very crowded on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Maybe Kuro is now transitioning himself to number 3 position.
I'm not sure what Navi's up to. It looked like, I mean, Klinks and Doom are on the same lane, so it's an off lane Windrunner. I'm really not sure. I think, yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. I think that Navi decided, like they were afraid of fnatic going aggressive on them, so they decided to play triple lane, safe lane, and then they figure out they're not because they scouted the woods, so they're just switching roles. I mean, fnatic will go woods even though he had a solo gold item start, and Kuroki will go off lane with almost nothing. It's gonna be really a tough lane for him.
this dual lane mid. You kind of wish all the best for Hani right now. This almost felt a little bit like what it was for Fade, where he like used his breathe fire to get the first kill, like first bit of CS in the lane. And Hani's now just burned through like 2 of his Lucent beams to ensure he gets the bottle, and he got it too.
Yeah, that's classic Puppey here. I mean, he always try to give some advantage to Dandy early on because he understands how important for a solo mid it is to get the first last hit, especially with like such a skilled solo mid player. He can snowball on Hani really hard if he gets the upper hand. And you see, I mean, usually, like, Maiden is farming deeper in the jungle now. He's just farming this camp because he knows that with, I mean, bottom Maiden, they might even first blood right now. They might, that's first blood. Yeah.
Maybe. Arrow, Daddy's holding it right now. Flies it up. Oh, he connected. He connected with Hani. They don't want to go fully up, though. Enchantress is coming back down again. And Trixie's being a bit of a nuisance to fnatic in the meantime as well.
Really nice try and really nice rotation by Notail. He's aware that they're putting pressure. And, I mean, Puppey's rotation right now is basically preventing Notail from going on Kuroki because he's putting so much pressure on me by just being here. Luna is not safe at all. She has no escape mechanism whatsoever. So, really great positioning by Puppey in this game.
Notice too, with all of this happening, Fnatic have completely abandoned their bottom lane.
Yeah.
So Horvost has free farm. Obviously, Trixie just trying to be a bit more of a nuisance to the Doombringer. But Doombringer at the same time, like while you might be slowing down his level progression, you're not stopping his income. Like that Devourer is still going to give him a really great net worth.
Yeah.
And with Horvost having all the space in the bottom lane, it's really, really troublesome right now. It's a good rune for Trixie to have now. He'll have a DD rune, so at least he can do something about this bottom lane.
Yeah, he can harass Horvost a lot. What's interesting as well is that Bounty has sentries, so he's able to counterward whatever.
He already threw one down the lane. Sorry, Horvost already threw one down the lane.
Okay, so if actually this one is like it's quite well placed, so he might not be able to counterward this one.
We should have our first blood right now on the top lane. Let's jump ourselves over to team chat while I watch Kuro die.
Vincere.
You gonna defend?
They won't.
Navi didn't really have much to say about that one. But Trixie, he's able to push Horvost a little bit further back. And Kuro's going to return towards the top lane, but just a basic smoke gank with the Enchantress to be expected. And fly, maybe they're going to go another one. We've already got the Void dragging him back right now. Maybe with another little bit of a crippling fear or something. He's already used his Windrunner, don't even need it. Waiting for the Void to come back off cooldown. And that's now 2 deaths to the Windrunner on the offlane.
And what's really amazing that what Fnatic is doing right now is the trademark of Navi, or used to be the trademark of Navi, really running this lane with Enchantress, going for mass ganks, like diving towers, getting tower really early on. So it will be really interesting to see how Navi adapts to what they usually do to their opponents. So let's see how if they want to consider this top lane or just be like, I mean, for right now for Kuroki it's going to be really hard. He gave up 2 kills, so that's like 2 kills on Night Stalker. I would have said it's Phase Boots, but I think it's gonna be something else, you know. But well,
your answer is Treads.
Okay, Treads. Fair enough. No Midas.
No Midas. I'm happy with that.
Then he's pressuring Hani mid quite well, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, right now he's double the CS of Hani as well.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, that has a lot to do with Puppey being here early on and being here, just being here like behind.
No tell. You're a little bit more cautious about that power shot, man. Top tier 1 tower will go down, but that power shot dropped into about 65 life points.
So right now we're looking at a Night Stalker with nighttime, a tower, and 2 kills. That might become really scary for Navi.
Trixie's pulling out a lot of levels and also stealing last hits away from fnatic inside the jungle.
fnatic is only level 3. He's really denying all the XP from him. On the other hand, he's not getting what he should get against Horvost because Puppey's just not there. He's allowing Puppey to get like, you know, fat on Maiden. He has level 3, he has boots, dust. He's doing fine on Maiden as well. We need to see what kind of aggression can Fnatic put right now on Navi because it's the first night and it's really crucial to get something going with that.
I'm still waiting to see the rotation to gank up the middle lane. Like you said, first night time, but Era's kind of got to get himself down there so they can shut down Danny. If they can stop his leap back out there, get a good loose and beam off.
Yeah, he got a point in silence on Night Stalker, so that might happen. Maybe he's looking for like a gank on bottom. They're getting a smoke on Notail as well. They might go for something right now.
But that means moving out. There's your loose and beam. Centaur couldn't get the stomp off there from the Enchantress in the mid.
Yep.
Just too easy for Denny to leave himself away from that one. But this gank's not going to come yet by the looks of it. Night Stalker's just enjoying his farming time on the top lane, while Kuro...
I mean, Kurok is still level 5. I guess that's fine. He still got lots of level even though he died. Of course, it's never good to give 2 kills away. It will hurt them really a lot, like in the later stage of the early game. But he still got decent levels.
Man, Trixie is being such a pain right now.
They don't know. They're looking for him. They have dust on Puppey, but they don't know where he is.
Yeah. That's why they dropped down a sentry ward a little bit further over. So they're connected to go back to the bottom tower.
He's running out of mana, though.
Yeah, well, he's actually out of it.
Yeah.
He has no invis left anymore.
They're just looking, and those sentries are exactly out of range.
Yeah, look, that's the line right there. That's how close you are to detecting that sentry.
We also have really decent levels on Rubik. That's something we should highlight right now because Fly is level 5. He will, like we were talking about Rubik not getting space. I feel like this Rubik will be 6 pretty soon in the game, and it will help. Okay, look at the mid lane now. We have the smoke going on. Era just TP'd with Enchantress. That's really interesting. They're gonna go into the jungle.
Trixie only just got enough mana to put off another.
That's exactly what they need right now. That's exactly what they need. It's a great rotation from Fnatic.
Oh, is it worth taking the courier? That's worth taking the courier.
Yeah,
that's a hand of minus recipe on it right there.
Huge. That's huge.
That's really going to delay Horvath. That's 3 minutes now. He's going to wait for that minus to arrive.
That's a little bit of luck. I mean, in a good way, of course. It's just fortunate that the courier was here with the hand of Midas. It's not what they were looking for, but it's actually huge. It's going to deny the Midas for 3 extra minutes on Horvath. It's like ganking him 2 times, basically.
Yeah.
So that's a huge kill for Fnatic.
And they're going to try and make more out of this. Coming in towards that middle lane, Era and Notel. Danny's going to be very, very cautious right now.
Yeah,
and there's already Era moving up. Silence to start with, can't leap away. And then with a Lucent Beam and just a basic attack, Notel is going to take it out. Fnatic, everything is going their way right now.
We were saying that Fnatic can, like, sometimes play awesome and sometimes be a bit, underperform. Right now they're playing, it's flawless. But the rotation, the kills, it's really flawless from Fnatic. That's very, very, that's great Fnatic we see right now.
Even this mid tower, man, you can't stop it. With the Alpha Wolf bonus damage they're getting out of this, with the 2 points up in the Lunar Blessing as well, these towers don't last long. This was the push potential we're talking about, just from the Enchantress and the Luna. We didn't even need what Era was bringing to the fight. Like the Night Stalker and the Rubik are just there for show when it comes to the push.
And I mean, Horvath will get Midas really late. He's going to get Orchid late. At this point, everybody's tanky on Fnatic side. I mean, Notail can get Portrait if he wants to. Rubik has mana boosts. Luna's getting fat as well. Night Stalker. Even Bounty's got, from all those towers, they're all going to get harder to kill for Klinks. So Klinks might be really unaffected this game. And so, the same for Doom. Bottom Klinks and Doom are looking for kills early on with the Doom, with the Clutch Arrow. And this is not going to happen if Fnatic keeps on getting gold like this. And Trixie's still
he's still leeching.
I mean, we're 8 minutes in and he's still leeching XP from Doom. Fnatic is going to go crazy about this counter.
Considering most Doombringers at this point, we would have already ganked up with his ultimate by now and have a crap ton of gold. He's got 21 CS. Of course, Doombringer is still sitting in that 5th slot for the highest net worth.
And they must know he's here because I think they should be able to hear the Invis sound. So they know Bounty Hunter is just roaming around. And that's what's great about a hero like this. It's you force the supports to be poor because you force them to buy sentries all the time. If you're able to juke them, everybody's wasting time. I mean, look at Fnatic. They're just all in their woods, and they're fine with it. They're all farming right now, and Trixie's just zoning Na'Vi on his own. That's really good play from him.
I'm wondering how long it's going to take as well before, the courier's going to come back out again, but I'm wondering if Fnatic's going to try and stop it from reaching Horvath again.
They're putting sentries on the ground. They want to find this guy. But he I don't know if he's aware of what he's doing or right, but it's perfect right now. And I believe we're going to jump into a team channel right now.
Sounds good. I don't know what team we're going to take, but let's go with it.
Smoke action on them.
We just need to be ready for that they will do a move.
Even do the road when it's about to hit night. If everyone wrecks up, very doable.
Can you help me with the next 2 camps?
Sure.
I'm leaving the
Bottom is running bottom.
150 if I get this. Maybe
We can stack it as well. Yeah, we can stack it. I'll run out and...
All right, so it looks like Fnatic just preparing it. They even mentioned Roshan right then, if it's doable.
Yeah, I think it is. That's a great call from Note right now. On the night time, it's going to be really hard for Na'Vi to fight at Roche. Of course, Arrow and Mirana's ultimate is a great setup to take a fight on Roche, because if you hit a 5 seconds stun on anyone, that's a 4 versus 5, and with a Doom, that's a 3 versus 5. So, of course, they have a good lineup to get Roche. I mean, they have Bounty to scout, and that might be great, but it might also be a huge, turning point of the if Na'Vi fights it well. So I think it's a risky move to go for now.
Yeah. Well, Na'Vi right now are just trying to take out that tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Kuro again with those power shots. Been 100% in the mark. Poor Trixie, he's walking around with 625 life points. Sure, he's stolen level 6, but he still has no real life points to survive this kind of damage. When the Nova and both arrows, they pop the dust off as well, just in case that wasn't going to connect. Puppy, support comes in. Shaka won't be able to latch. The arrow as well from Denny won't connect, but Horvath just stands and delivers. He will die, however, underneath that tower. With the track up on him.
It's still really worth it for Na'Vi. I mean, that's 2 kills with a lot of experience. Puppy got lots of levels from out of that. That's a good play by Horvath. He understood he was dead, so better burst down the Enchantress before you die anyway.
Namarana ulti disallowing. Oh, there's the arrow. That one's coming out from the Rubik, which was stolen. He's already up to level 6. And Puppy, if he frostbites right now, he just throws the ulti down, and Era instantly nukes him. But Dendi, whoa! He finished the TP, and Fnatic just turned on the Eclipse and just destroy him. This should be bottom tier 1 tower now.
Yeah, that's quite a big mistake from Dendi. I mean, even if you leap, yeah, that's a kill you shouldn't have. I mean, backing up Puppy was the right move, of course, but when you see that Maiden's dead and there's 3 heroes, just cancel the TP, of course. Maybe some misplay or misclick, I don't know. Anyway, it's really great from Fnatic. They're going to get a tower out of it. I mean, ganking is fine, it's nice, but if you're able to get a tower right after a gank, then ganking is just game-breaking. Yeah. It's really huge what Fnatic is going right now. They have a Night Stalker. They're going to hit second Night, and they took down every tier 1 tower of Navi, so that's no map control whatsoever. We need to keep in mind that Navi is facing a Bounty Night Stalker lineup with poor supports, so it's a nightmare for them.
Yeah. At least there will be a trade-off with Navi taking the tier 1 tower in mid.
They can decide, and they used it. Very good defense. Perfect play from Fnatic, honestly. It's just...
Ooh, that Shackle's going to latch on No Tower. That's an option right now. Even casting the Doom to ensure the kill on the Enchantress. The tower in the mid will, however, be denied up by the Night Stalker.
Good reaction from Kuroki. That's a Doom used, so 90 seconds to go on that, but it's still a worthy kill right now.
Look at a move, though. Straight up move. It's like, okay, well, if we're losing our towers, we're obviously behind right now. It's just going to turn into a 5-man push from Na'Vi, or as at least many people, it will be the full 5-man.
I just want to make a point. If Fnatic had no Midas and Enchantress, they would have Power Treads and maybe 2 Bracer or anything else, and it would be really harder to take her down. So, of course, it will, be really good at one point. She will get fast Ganims, but right now, it slows the aggression Fnatic wants to go for.
Yep.
Great decision again from Fnatic. The decision making is flawless. So they see that Navi gets a tier 1 because Enchantress is down. They get to rush for it. And as we said, getting rush against Navi lineup was really hard. And so that's really a great thing to have right now. Fnatic is looking great in this game.
Look at Fnatic's movements too. They're going to know that Na'Vi was up on that top lane. Na'Vi actually smoked instantly after they took out the tower.
So Midas on Luna as well. Yeah, so we have double Midas for Fnatic. My bet is that it will hurt them a lot.
Because actually got triple Midas for Fnatic.
Yeah. On who?
Night Stalker as well,
right?
Night Stalker as well as over on the Luna.
Yeah. I'm not sure about this. We'll see. It might pay off. But, I mean, it's going to delay the BKBs from everyone, and you want to have BKBs against Windrunner, Pot of Doom. It's going to be really hard if they don't.
Yeah. Bottom tower just being beaten down. Top tower in the meantime, too, for with Havorst and Poppy up there. They're not going to come back right now. Havorst is a little bit too low on mana. He can't just keep spamming out those searing arrows like he would like to. And that means that Trixie's going to have a chance to maybe defend this. They're actually using the Moonlight Shadow for the moment.
There's a TP on Night Stalker. Puppy's going to die for this one.
Yeah, they're coming up.
Yeah.
The tower's not within deny range, and Puppy, well, he moves. He's got no TP. He bought Bracer, he bought TP, he bought Smoke. And Trixie, well, where's your track? There she goes, and Bounty Hunter will take the kill.
Blink Dagger on Rubik.
Oh, bottom lane. The Eclipse, Honey's already been doomed up. The arrow will connect over towards Funnick, and that one came out from Fly. And the arrow out from Dendi. Flies astray. Pun not intended. Fly, that Centaur Stomp as well from Funnick. Unable to connect, but the power shot's going to finish the job. And that Doom wasn't enough to pick off Honey. He had enough life points to survive.
That's a good kill to get for Navi. Blink Dagger on Rubik that early can do a lot of job in this game, I feel like. That's thanks to all the tower and the rush they have. I mean, they're so rich on everyone. Night Stalker is going to have Aghanims as well. On the other hand, we have Rose farming a lot. Yeah, Aghanim and Night Stalker will be huge. I mean, right now the game is quite even, actually. Even though Fnatic has the advantage, it's even because they got the Midases. And Navi can surely take a fight and win it. Of course, Aegis will matter, but one thing that should be mentioned is that in 10 minutes it's going to be really different because the Midas would be put at work and the XP and gold difference would be that huge that it's going to be hard for Navi. The pressure is on Navi right now to aggress Fnatic and try to get something out of those Midas rush.
Well,
is going to have
right now it's going to be Fnatic that's going to be aggressive, man. They've just pulled everybody down to this bottom lane. There's a full 5-man movement going to come out.
Yeah. Navi should definitely take this fight, in my opinion. I mean, of course, not in the jungle, not in this way, but once they position and outpush their lanes, they should be looking for a fight because on the long run, they're not going to... I mean, Fnatic is dire. They have a great Roshan lineup. They have great pickup. And they have, they run 3 Midases. So Navi will have to react and try to answer to Fnatic's aggression and greediness right now.
I'm even surprised by Fnatic's push here. Like, if you're going to go, full aggression here, they're moving through the Radiant jungle, but they've already got 2 very aggressive observer walls down. Okay, they're going to find Kuro here in the mid. And then Blink, Telekinesis, Trag. That's a lot of bonus gold coming in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're not going to get any towers from this. They're not getting map control from this. They can push down the middle lane. The line's been drawn to come up. And they're going to come up towards the tier 2 tower on the top lane. Even hearing Notal scream a little bit there. Era's going to trigger off the nighttime. They want to go deeper. They've got to catch up to Dendy. The dust managed to get him.
To blink.
It slowed him down a little bit, but then point blank range, arrow over to Era. It's going to be at least a 2-second stun on him. And no tracks from Trixie. So they're not getting the high movement speed just yet with Fly having a blink dagger already. Jumps in, Doombringer actually casting his Doom over on Era. They need a little bit more damage and that will be enough to kill off Era right now. He'll tick out from that Doom, but maybe not before he finishes off. Funny coming in closer, but there's the Aegis Immortal. Now going to go. Vorce, not enough damage. The Shackle actually holding Hani as well as the Rubik together. Crystal Maiden dropping down his ultimate, but Loser Beam's going to cancel it off. It's a triple kill for Era. Vorce did buy back as well. He's going to TP himself back up towards this top lane, but then gets silenced up. Well, actually gets voided up before he gets silenced up. Silence still being on cooldown for Era. But Fnatic just took a 4-man fight and had a buyback from a Vorce for the price of a Rubik.
It's a bit weird, the decision-making from Navi to take this fight. I mean, Bottom was obviously dead, and they still decided to go for it, even though they weren't already. Great, of course, great, you know, again, great decision-making by Fnatic. I feel like Navi should have just back off and try to reposition, because Fnatic was putting a lot of pressure.
Oh, Vorce. You can hear him. He knows it. When you got the gem as well as Negative Scepter, there's just nowhere to run.
And he bought back, so I mean, Hovos, of course, he has Orchid, so he's fine, but he just lost all the gold he could have after Orchid. I mean, he died once, bought back, and died again. So that's, I mean, you can see the net worth. Klinks he lost so much compared to Era right now.
Yeah. He's just ahead by 2K, and now Fly walking around with the same thing. Like, it's not just the fact he stole it, but it's the fact he's blocked Puppey into the tree line. Shackle will latch on Fly, but the telekinesis still went off on Kuro first. He wasn't able to reposition him and drag him back, though. The fact that, like, Vorce dies gives away all of that gold as well as the experience, and then gives away his skeleton walk to Fly. Like, it's the easiest way for a Rubik to initiate now.
And being able to win a fight like this, even though you spend so much gold on securing what's gonna be next with those Midas, that's basically like, I don't want to say game over, because the game is far from over, but it's a huge advantage that Fnatic has now, because they just team wipe Navi, and this is when they're getting greedy, and this is when they're gonna get items. So Navi's in a really tough position, and I want to mention the warding from Fnatic right now. Look at the wards. I mean, they have vision everywhere on the map against Navi. It's the positioning, like, and they're playing against a Night Stalker with Gem, a Bounty Hunter roaming the map with quite a lot of farm. I mean, he has good movement speed, he's quite high level, even though he had a rough start. And they have vision everywhere on the map. So for Navi, it's a nightmare to go, and even for Klinks, it's a nightmare. And that shouldn't be the case. They have a Gem on a Night Stalker, so.
Well, we have a smoke movement coming out from Navi right now, so they're going to move all 5 up towards that top. And Era, he is moving back. A little bit slower, though, because obviously we are here in daytime, but Fnatic's also doing the same kind of thing. Like, we have now our 2 Invis heroes, Fly as well as Trixie, moving around inside the Radiant jungle. And they'll realize that no one else is here now, which means there's only one real other option. That means they're up on top.
Very good map awareness from Era. I mean, losing the gem would be huge at this point. Of course, it counters Klinks, but it counters Bounty as well. So, very good map awareness from Era right now. They're just having Navi to waste time.
And Fnatic's not wasting any time. There's like a triple stack that Hani is currently taking. He's having a little bit of trouble surviving through all of this, because he is tanking it up, because he's only got the Morbid Mask, not the full helm with the Dominator. But he just took that entire stack, is now up to 12 levels.
I mean, if you look at the gold right now, it's...
Yeah, it's dropping quick, man.
Yeah, it's dropping really quick, and the XP is dropping even more. I'm not sure how Navi can force the issue right now. Of course, they have a good late game lineup, so they can take this to late game. But yet again, you're facing 3 Midases, so might be hard.
Yeah, it's like, what do you even want to do here, man? Like,
it's really smart play from Fnatic. They understand that Navi is under pressure right now, so they just sit back and farm and let them struggle.
That's all they've got to do. Because if Navi want to try and force this issue, they've basically got to, moving everyone down into the Radiant jungle and then through the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane seems to be the most logical choice for Navi. Because then at least you take Enchantress away from her own jungle area. But the power you're getting out from this Fnatic lineup right now, it's really scary if they TP everybody down there. Like, Hani's walking around with the 4 points up with the Lunar Blessing, so add all your extra damage into that. You've got a blinking Rubik that's basically stealing all your abilities and destroying you. And then you got Enchantress, who, if she has an Alpha Wolf in the middle of all of this, the aura stack up from that means your supports will die almost instantly. And then Trixie gives you all the extra insight, like, he'll let you know where they are at all times.
Yep.
And then if you lose that fight, even if you don't lose that fight, like if you win the fight, if Na'Vi wins the fight with like maybe 2 heroes left up, but they still lost 3, with the track bonus, with a full 5-man fight from Fnatic, it's still not worth it.
No, it's never worth it. I mean, Bounty Hunter gives so much track bonus. Yeah,
especially it's now level 2 as well. So
yep.
It's 200 for himself and 100 for everybody else that's in the AoE.
That's huge. In the team fight, that's like 500 gold. That's a tower, like almost every time you get.
Every time you get a kill.
It's really huge. So yeah, Navi has to be really careful with the engagement they take. I mean, right now, Navi should really try to get some map vision. They need to know what Fnatic is up to. I mean, look at Fnatic's positioning. If you see actually that Night Stalker farming top, then you're safe everywhere on the map if you have a ward watching him in their jungle. And it's very unlikely that Fnatic thinks about unwarding their own jungle when they're dominating the map that much, you know? So there are some... yeah,
Blink, they got him. They're going to drag him back. There's a DD rune over on Hani, but they need to keep that vision up. And with the track damage, it's not going to be enough. The arrow flies in, but no one's left to be hit by it.
Yeah, they had vision on the other team farming the camp where the ward is, or, I mean, being around, so they knew they couldn't really dive in, Provost. Yep. Again, the control that Fnatic has in this game is quite impressive, I have to say. They did no mistake, like, 0 mistake. We're 22 minutes in, and of course, since they're dominating this game, they have lots of openings, so lots of opportunities to do mistakes actually and to take wrong decisions. Right now there is none. It's just complete control coming out of Fnatic and against Navi, so it's not against anybody. So great game by Fnatic so far.
The big moment is going to be when Fnatic try and go for this next Roshan. He's going to spawn up in about 15 to 10 seconds, and this is what Fnatic realized was coming. Like, they checked out. They've been checking it for a little bit already. Like, Fly walks in to check it. He's going to spawn up in just a moment. Leave the Alpha Wolf in there, and you'll see him spawn. But then again, maybe bring that Alpha Wolf over and let Honey again finish another Ancient stack. And yeah, there we go. The pings are coming out. And I thought this was going to be the point where Na'Vi could have got something back. But they're on the wrong side of the map. Yeah. You got 3 up on the top. And with the attack speed that's coming out from this Fnatic lineup, you got Untouchable from Notal. So Roshan is going to hit absolutely nothing. Like he'll tag Notal every now and then. But he'll lose all of his life points. There's just too much damage coming out. And with the AC aura as well up on the Night Stalker.
It's so hard for them to take a fight right now. I mean, you're facing a Night Stalker Aghanim, so they have complete vision on you. They know everything that's going on. They can position. And if you're able to position with heroes such as Enchantress, Rubik, Luna to get the maximum damage output, then you just crush the fight. So, yeah, I think it's kind of okay for Navi to take this decision. Although, you know, it's really hard to have a game plan at this point when you just got really dominated early on and even in the mid-game phase. I'm not sure what their game plan is. They're just being forced to play. Like, I'm not saying they want to play like this right now, but they have no other option because there is no way they can take a fight against, like, in a 5 versus 5 situation facing each other's. There's no way. Fnatic's lineup is way too strong at that.
Oh, there's one upside right now is the fact that Havors managed to finish up a BKB.
Yeah.
So at least all of that magical damage and control is able to be removed, but at the same time, Luna's DPS is more than enough issue for Klinks.
They're pushing in, and Kuroki sees this opportunity to go unward and ward Fnatic jungle. That might be something huge later on in the game if they're able to defend the base right now.
Radiant's Courier just got sniped off. Yeah. That was over at just up near the Ancient, so that was Trixie who managed to find that. There was nothing on the Courier, luckily for Na'Vi, but right now they have to defend their base. If that arrow, connects on Trixie, but you'll still have to dive in pretty damn deep to reach Trixie. You got to go past the line of Harneys, basically. And Era, frostbitten up, but the tier 3 tower's already gone. So Fnatic are able to easily go high ground, and if Luna starts attacking to 4 points up in the glaives, it's going to start bouncing through all the buildings as well as the Na'Vi heroes.
Na'Vi has to rely on a good chicken shot from Kuroki. That's the only way they can initiate a fire now. I mean, if you can get 2 heroes disabled plus the Doom, that's 3 heroes disabled, you might have a chance.
Big time to get a mech, but let's listen to Fnatic. We're about to come back in again.
The Luna's close, and we can ulti and give some
like here. I can.
Yeah, but he has BKB and Klinks.
Yeah, no, but the lift is instant.
I can get this guy.
Yeah, if you go with the
I'm not
Luna
near,
ulti.
you gotta, like...
I'm going.
No?
Nice.
Arrow. I took it. I have mech. Kills him. Live.
Got him.
Kill everyone.
I tracked him. I tracked. Mirana. We get? Still have Vegas. I still have Vegas, yeah. Klinks, Klinks.
Got him.
Nice, he's dead.
Oh, but they're all buying back except for Doom and Klinks. And Windrunner. GG, well played. Good job, guys.
Easy end fight. A very, it's almost systematic from Fnatic just pushing in like that. It was just one the next. You didn't even hear these guys going, it's like, come on, come on. It wasn't even that. It was like, you know what, let's just go through the motions. We've got this. Game number 1 in the bag for Fnatic.
Complete control. Fnatic just outplayed Navi. Complete control. Really great game from Fnatic. Navi has to bounce back. They can, for sure. I mean, the game was, when you know you're losing the game from the beginning, and it's up to the opponent to do mistakes and give you the, basically throw the advantage they had back to you. But complete control from Fnatic. Really impressed by the performance and looking forward for the next game.
Man, it was really nice number from Fnatic, and also a 26-minute GG call out when you have 3 hand of Midas. But that was the beauty of their first 2 pickups.
Yep.
Like, we were talking about it being, you don't have to go an all-in kind of thing. Like, they went the 2 push heroes, which was more than enough to break the lines.
Yeah.
And then you're the Night Stalker and the Bounty Hunter. Like, Bounty Hunter, for me, I think was one of the critical moments of this game, because Doombringer never became an effect. Like, he came in, the first time he cast Doom was on Enchantress that was basically already dead. Yeah. And then he did it on, I think it was on the Luna, and then Luna survived through that one. Like, there was no real presence from Fnatic. Like, the last time these 2 teams met up and Doombringer was played, Fnatic came in at 18 minutes walking around with Heart and AC, and they couldn't kill him off. It was just a different way, and that's where probably, we also asked that question, where was Fnatic meant to lane?
Exactly.
Kuro ended up on this off-lane kind of role, trying to survive, and then ended up dying twice as well. So even then, there was another buff
That's
up.
the downside of the gambling, and when you want to adapt, then you end up somehow, sometimes having to change roles, and it's not, optimal. So, yeah, that might have hurt Navi a lot. Actually, Doom wasn't really efficient in this game. I mean, it's also up to, Trixie was the big cause of that. He shut down this Doom so hard.
Yeah, and it wasn't even by doing anything. He just sat there. It's like, I still got mana, I'll walk in, Viz, and just sit here. But he did steal a couple of creeps here and there as well.
He lost them so much time in the early game. That was great to see. I mean, he was just running around against 1 versus 4 and basically not dying and giving vision on them to his teammates.
And then you asked the question too. It's like, okay, so Trixie was doing all of that, and Avorst was untouched. Avorst had the highest CS on the board.
And then
what did it do? And
then the Crow died with the hand of Midas. That's 3 minutes.
Yep.
That was, I mean, of course, they got some, that was really fortunate for Fnatic, but I don't think it would have changed how the game goes. The control was that high and the performance that awesome from Fnatic that they probably would have crushed Navi regardless. Honestly, this game was really impressive from Fnatic. The aggression they put on, impressive.
All right. Well, we've had game number 1. Let's go to a quick commercial break and have a bit of a break, a beverage, and we'll see you back here for game number 2 of the best of 3.
Welcome back, everyone. We are ready for game 2 of the first game in the semifinals here. Navi going up against Fnatic. Fnatic went for a very aggressive lineup in the very first game, and it worked out so well for them, really, from the very get-go to the end. Everything went their way. So we are very interested to see how the second one will play out. And for that, I once more going to hand it over to our casters, Matt and Toby Wan.
Thank you very much, Zoe. Glad to see you down in the crowd, enjoying the spectacle down there. And we are up here watching the games. And, of course, we've already had game number 1 in Fnatic. As Zoe was saying, dominating, in control, all other words that mean the same thing.
Exactly. That was perfect control, perfect play, great Dota. I mean, we might have seen less kills than in other games, but that was just, strategy-wise, it was just flawless. So.
Yeah. It was perfect, and it was even the way it even unfolded in the draft. Like that for me was the most spectacular thing. It's like, oh, we got a little bit of push, now we have a little bit of gank as well, and you start to think, oh, I should be banding out against this kind of thing, or we got to prepare for this, and all of a sudden Navi just found themselves with a little bit more of a weaker lane. I know we talked about in the short break. It's like they kind of needed the aggressive trail lane. They picked up the Crystal Maid, and it was like, oh, up against an Enchantress, do we really want to go up there? And end up having Fnatic lost.
We need to keep something in mind that Fnatic right now is still undefeated. That's 4-0 for them, so they're unstoppable right now. So they must have a lot of momentum as a team, and this is the team that can really benefit from that. They really know how to capitalize on that good, the good team spirit, the good atmosphere they have going. So it's getting even harder for Navi to take a game from Fnatic.
Well, let's see if they can do it right now as we go through our drafting stage and look at Fly's bans. Crystal Maiden as well as Wisp being taken out.
Yeah.
Puppy already started up with the Prophet, but Fly is the one with the first pick. That's the reason why he's doing this.
We might see a first pick Enchantress again. I mean, if
you
you go for a
Enchantress?
plan and it works perfectly, and you know that Navi,
Boom.
and that's the first pick Enchantress again. I mean, that's just Fnatic being like, we have a plan. If we get, like, we're really good at doing what we do. If we get it again, we're just going to crush you again. So now it's only, the pressure's on Puppy right now to really counter, like, come up with something different. And it's actually quite interesting because Fly mentioned it in the interview, right? He was like, it's up to us or any team that's losing to adapt to the other and surprise them with something different. So they were able to do it, you know, with rest, you know, like losing a series and come back the other day stronger. They have to adapt right now. Live being down because they lost the game and they're playing, you know, one game. They have one game to drop only, one mistake.
That's not really the best expression you want to see on Puppy's face when he's just like, kind of like.
It's really hard.
Yeah, like you're drafting up against the chest. Like how? Like what am I supposed to do against this hero?
But he's in his spot. I mean, and he's known as a drafter because if there's one guy to be able to adapt right now, it's them. I mean, we saw Navi at TI2, we saw Navi at TI3. If there is one team that's able to adapt live under pressure to a team that looks unbeatable, it's Navi. So let's see what they're up to, and let them, you know, teach us a lesson on how like the tutorial, how to come back now and how to win Fnatic now. You know, no one's better than Navi to do that. So first pick Visage, it's still unclear yet what they're up to, but
yeah, it's.
We'll see.
Maybe this is now the way. Like we just go off full on aggression, burst damage. Because that is the major weakness of an Enchantress is just the burst damage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because her heal just can't take any kind of effect, and
even the untouchable, it's completely useless against Visage. You just burst her down so fast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just
burst damage
bring
is
up
the way to counter Enchantress.
Bring up something which is a little bit more like you've already got the Visage in there. Like you can bring in Chen into this fight as well.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because you got the Chen nuke on top of the Visage nuke as well. Obviously, you can then find yourself with short of a couple of suns and actually go for the Luna themselves.
Sure. Why not? So we denied the Luna from you. Like, you know, we're comfortable using that. Luna Visage, very strong lane, very hard, I mean, to go for it. It's still, Navi can go for anything. They can go greedy with Luna safe lane. They can go aggressive. I mean, getting triple range aggressive on Luna is just insane damage output. And it's, actually, I know that the Chinese teams use a lot Luna on offensive.
Yep.
They get Visage Luna Alchi, for example, and it's huge burst damage, and they just outlast you. You can't really dive this lineup because of the burst and the answer from Visage.
Yep.
Let's see what Fnatic goes for. I mean, it's obvious they wanted Luna, so they must have other plans. I mean, right now the draft is so open. It's only Enchantress. So it's really early to say that Fnatic is stuck right now. What can they pick? You know, no, it's really early.
It's just if their pocket strat like disappeared, they might also be a little bit concerned about like what Navi's going to do later on. Like you can go with like the Luna we already saw when it was played up in the last game. Like you just get the hand of Midas, you can still sit back, and we saw this Luna having a huge amount of experience. And that was on like 20 minutes into the game, and you're already having like your max glaives bouncing around. And with those changes to the glaives too, you don't want to fight up against that.
You can't. It's impossible. The damage and actually. Luna is also quite good against Visage, so I mean, the fact that they get it now, it also denies it from Fnatic. The early Battlefighter pick is a bit, I'm not gonna say weird. I mean, it's
this I'm actually 100% fine with.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting in a position where you don't want to give away anything if you draft, and everybody knows just how versatile Batrider is. And in the hands of both Trixie or in the hands of Hani, it can go both ways. And this also is going to put yourself in a really good position in the later portion of the game. That if you do want to just throw that Batrider over to Trixie, then Hani can still take his Invoker and not have it banned out, or something along these kind of lines.
I mean, of course, it's a very good pickup. They have great Batrider like players. It's also, I mean, against Luna, when you think about it, it's kind of hard to face Luna and, you know, dive into this Luna because of the ultimate, because of the glaives just bouncing around. Jumping on Luna and burst her down might be the best way to fight against this hero. So Batrider is, of course, a good hero to have against Luna. Overall, I think, of course, it's a good pick. I just didn't expect it as early. Actually, it was banned by Navi, or was it by Fnatic? It was banned last game.
It was banned in the second phase.
I'm just not sure by who, but maybe they're just probably by Navi. That's why they get it so early. Maybe there's something going between those two teams. Is Batrider? There's some history going on. I'm not sure.
So I know a wonderful website you can check out the details of that ban.
I know about that website.
I just can't bring it up because we have this
Or-
screen here.
All right.
Yeah, good website. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Follow me, Toby One Dota. LOL.
Actually, you know,
and
like,
read Matt's blogs.
you can definitely. But I mean, what I'm still trying to figure out what Fnatic is up to right now. I'm really intrigued by this battle pickup.
It's almost impossible to really work out exactly what they want to do. It's a lineup which, like, it could be push with a little bit of initiation.
Yeah.
It could be, like, massively defensive, just let the Bat Rider farm up, and later in the game that you just rely on his initiation. We've seen it time and time again by, like players like S4, where you get into this 40 to 50-minute game, and then you're like, okay, Bat Rider is our key guy. You jump that Luna, burst it down, all of a sudden, you have the upper hand in the fight. It could
Exactly.
you can't work out their timing from just the first two pickups.
One thing that's really important to mention, I mean, Fnatic went for last game for a full push lineup, and they full aggression. You know, pushing is not only about pushing. I mean, this sentence might look weird, but actually, Batrider is one of the best pushers, because if you prevent your opponents from defending a tower, if they can't just stand behind the tower and just, you know, spam because of Batrider, because of Pudge. Pudge is a great pusher. Why? Because they just can't defend, then you just take the tower. Of course, you need pushing potential, but you don't need full-on pushing.
Yeah.
You know, so this initiation power is really, really great. So Fnatic is again going for full aggression and pushing.
That's why I still wait for the two Ps to be picked up. Pudge, Pugna.
I want to see a Pudge. He's so viable in this version. He's so viable in this version.
Well, I thought I technically got a little bit excited during the last draft because I saw the words Pudge come out of Dendy's mouth when the camera was on him. I'm just like, ooh,
come on, puppy, do it.
It's a really nice thing, and it would be a nice thing in this draft to have the. I don't actually even see a major issue with it. Maybe the Enchantress creeps could get in the way. We go with a Bristleback from Na'Vi.
Interesting.
Now, this changes up our lanes a little bit more, because this isn't like both the Luna as well as the Bristleback aren't a Dendy hero. They could try and run the Luna in the middle lane, but more than likely there's going to be a Horvost Luna and a Bristleback Funnick.
What's really amazing is that I'm looking at those drafts again, and if I like just don't look at the logos and, you know, the two teams, it's always you're just giving me the two drafts. I will always bet that Fnatic is actually Na'Vi. I mean, this Enchantress Bane Battler is classic Na'Vi lineup again. And the first game was classic lineup again. So it's Fnatic is really going on like, they're being so aggressive against Na'Vi. It's amazing to see. The Bristleback pickup, and that's really greedy. That's really greedy from Na'Vi.
That's full-on greed, especially knowing that was coming.
And the bottom.
Like, you knew it was going to come. This is Enchantress Bay Mirana. It doesn't even need to be an aggressive tri-lane here. You could just pick a semi-pusher to put on that bottom lane, play him as like a full-on push, but the Bat Ride in the middle lane being played by Hani, Mirana Bane up on top, Enchantress plus, like, maybe we can see our Pugna still, or something that just takes out towers.
I mean, Na'Vi has a great draft, don't get me wrong.
They take
draft
out the bounty,
from
in
Na'Vi
fact.
is great. They have great fighting potential. They have late game pushing potential. They have strong lanes. But right now, Fnatic, it's, again, the pressure is not the pressure. I mean, they have to do the right moves early on. They can punish Na'Vi really badly. They did it last game, and it was flawless. They can do it again. Because this Bane bottom, if they decide to run it off lane, Luna Visage, there's no way Luna Visage can face against Bane bottom, and Enigma is just going to get destroyed by Enchantress in the jungle. So it's really up to Fnatic to pressure Na'Vi again. And it's actually quite, I mean, Puppy must feel really confident, because, you know, when you get Enigma, you know that you can protect your safe lane. You know that. It's greedy in a good way, of course, but Enigma is not useful early on. So they just got destroyed in early game, and they're like, we'll try it again. We're fine. We're pretty sure we can protect our, I mean, I like this confidence from Na'Vi. I really like it. They just go for their plan again. It's like, sure, we played wrong. We're Na'Vi. We're a good team. We're going to do this again and do it right this time and show you that we should have won game one. That's the message they're sending right now if they win the game two.
Well, we're about to find out what their last pick's going to be. Of course, Fly, well, it will be a Dendy hero coming up as the last one. So how do they want to approach this one? We're going for some burst damage. I'm still looking for maybe even a Queen of Pain. Just go for a little bit more safety. Could even look at the Invoker when you're going up with this kind of lineup. But we go with an Alchemist as the last selection here.
This lineup from Na'Vi is very scary. Like, take a fight against this. The amount of burst damage from Visage, Luna, Bristleback, Enigma, all those heroes are very, very scary to fight. Fnatic has to play flawless on the lanes if they want to get something going this game.
But if they play flawless on the lanes too, then
they can snowball so hard.
Yeah, and Na'Vi would just fall over backwards.
Yeah. the last pick from Fnatic is going to be really interesting. And we're still not sure if this Batrider is off lane, mid, or safe lane. They can run Batrider safe lane, put double off lane with this Bane bottom. It's a very strong lane to have. Enchantress can just do whatever she wants on the map. The Alchemist pick might be a solo mid Alchemist from Dandy. That's what I would assess.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite good against Ench. I mean, of course, it can get ganked before level 6, but since you're just spamming and pushing your lane all the time, you're under your tower pretty much. So Enchantress has less openings than against any other hero. Of course, bottom was a good pick last game, but they're trying to make Enchantress ineffective. It's all going to come down to Navi's safe lane, if they can protect it or not.
Yeah, they're in a really good position.
Yeah.
So Fly needs something that can just break the lines. It can also survive up against a Luna Bristleback and Alchemist, and hopefully do enough DPS, because that's one thing which is really missing. Like in the later portion of the game, if you do want to have something to fall back on, like Mirana's DPS obviously gets really, really good with her high attack speed with the leap, but she must have items to really make that work. So if she doesn't, you need to have a plan B, or
definitely.
at least something which has the same timing. And they go with a lone druid, in fact, here.
That's an offensive trident from Fnatic, and that's definitely an offensive trident, I think, from Fnatic. And
that's Hani in the mid, and that puts Trixie on a lone druid on the safe lane.
I wouldn't say that Navi is stuck into a corner if they were able to actually, because you can still change your plans, right? You can put, I don't know, some Bristleback mid, it's actually viable, Enigma off lane, and just wait for Fnatic with a huge safe lane with Luna, Alchi, Visage. Just destroyed the Bane bottom. But it looks like they're sticking to the plan. Puppy's going to go jungle. They're going to have Hovost and Kuroki on the safe lane, Dandy mid, and Fnatic off lane. I'm wondering what's gonna happen. I don't know, like Fnatic didn't pick their heroes yet, but we might have a Bristleback versus Lone Druid, one-on-one. I'm not sure who wins. I think the Bristleback has the upper hand because of course, the physical damage on the bear and the Goose, the first bear from Bristleback. He can actually take down the bear very fast with the reduced armor. I think Bristleback is stronger than Lone Druid on the safe lane. I think actually it destroys Lone Druid. I'm not sure about this. We have to see. But that would be my bet, that Bristleback really destroys Lone Druid one-on-one.
Well, there's one way to find out, and that's to get this game started. There's a quick pause coming out from Trixie, but we are going to get underway for game number 2. Fnatic going up against Na'Vi. Fnatic, of course, with that one game advantage. They're only one game away from the grand final here at the RaidCall EMS.
And they deserve this grand final, at least from what they did.
They deserve a shot at another title.
Yeah.
Like they missed out. Like they got the shot at Dream League. These guys still haven't won a top European competition yet.
That's true, and I think they deserve it. I mean, they've been doing great, of course, but you know, winning, getting the top 1 spot is always different.
Well done, Trixie. Struggles with technology. But let's check out our lanes right now. So Hovorst is actually already heading down towards the bottom lane. But look what he's doing. He hasn't spent a single iota of money. He's just walking down with the wards from Puppy.
Yeah, that's because he has the maximum movement speed on Luna, and they want him to get there. It's quite interesting. Yeah, we're looking at an offensive trident from Fnatic. And one thing, though, Navi's not contesting. Yeah, that might be a problem for Navi, because they're just going to ward Enigma's jungle. So usually when you expect that from the other team, you just go as 5 heroes and try to fight them early on so they don't actually ward your jungle.
But they really won the first fight. Funnick or Fly. If the Nightmare range isn't really that great, it was getting closer towards Funnick.
He could reach because of the movement being different, but I guess they didn't. I mean, you can't dive level 1. That's too big of a risk to take.
Yeah.
Puppy has to know that jungling this game, in his jungle at least, is not going to be an option for sure.
Yeah. But the problem is, if he heads down towards the bottom lane, Trixie just rotates up at the right time.
This game is going to be really hard for Enigma. I mean, if you don't protect your jungle and you have Enigma...
At the same time, they could just do something different. Like, look what's happening here. Kuro, as well as Avos, can move down, and then you can use your Enigma properly. You can catch Lone Druid out of position, and that might also be why No-Tail's come into his own jungle.
Then I don't really like the decision from Fnatic to still play Bane bottom offlane, because if they had Bane bottom safe lane in this game, and Enchantress in their woods, there's no way Puppy would get anything. I think they will have to rotate at one point, because actually they can pressure Bristleback, but it's quite hard to take down this hero. Once
it's already going to get spotted.
Yeah.
No-Tail and Puppy just say hello to each other.
And now it's the other way around. No-Tail is going to be in trouble, and I would like to see rotation from Bane right now. A rotation from Bane bottom would really help out Fnatic.
Look at Puppy's positioning. Blocks up the 2 camps. In fact, with Kuro as well, they block up every single camp.
It's perfect.
Which means he's just going to convert over on the side where he sees the Satyrs.
Yeah, and that's that's a bit lucky. He could have Golems and he would be really in trouble, but the Satyrs is really the best camp for an Enigma to start.
So because of that, too, Puppy's going to get some early experience. It's going to drag him close towards that level 1.
I like what Kurok is doing as well. He's just zoning Notail so much.
He's such a nuisance at this as well.
Yeah.
Kuro does this time and time again with a Visage. Normally, though, he does it where Puppy is, just in this little box right here. Because most of the time when you try and farm on like in your own jungle as a Radiant side, this is the major camp you use.
And then he already has his bottom right now. I mean, the lanes for Navi are perfect. Fnatic didn't adapt to Navi's... I wouldn't say gamble, but I mean, they understood they were, you know, in a tough position. And the laning from Navi is really perfect right now. So I hope Fnatic can figure out a way because they're in trouble.
Kuro again just pushing Notail back. Notail's down to 1 tango. He's got 1 tango left. The Troll Trap will come, and Kuro, that's a Grave Chill. He's got the movement speed. He's going to get this one. He needs 2 more attacks. Notail trying to actually hide himself in the tree line.
Not sure,
but Visage will take it. And Kuro, however, he's taking a lot of damage from the tower. He's going to steal the movement speed from the Dark Troll Summoner. Hani's going to come back in again, and Kuro, he's got no other choice but to die to Hani. But Hani, he's wasting a lot of time walking down here. He doesn't even get the first blood here as an Enchantress to attack it, which means now Denny's got more space in the middle lane to farm up.
Yeah, Kuro, it's the right decision. If you're in such a situation, just waste the most time you can from your opponent. It's really important. That's a great first blood to have. They're going to have boots on Visage, probably. He wants to buy those. Yeah, that's a little bit of misplay from Notail. He was a bit over-aggressive, but you know it's really frustrating when you can't get into your jungle and you just stay level 1. Really, Navi's looking good when it comes to the lanes right now. They could be punished, and we need to keep in mind they have the stronger pick in the 5 versus 5 situation. So Fnatic really needs to get something out of those lanes. Of course, they're shutting down Fnatic a lot, so that's something. Era can go, like, they're going to have a fat bottom. But still, is that going to be enough to burst down Alchemist, Luna, and Enigma? You know, I'm not sure.
Yeah. The really great start to the early game in the lanes is it's not there for Fnatic. It's an even trade, and an even trade isn't what they need right now. We'll have the Undead Army just set up, and Kuro, he's going to be the one that gets ensnared up by the Dark Troll Warlord. Well, he's Summoner, I was right the first time.
This game is a nightmare for Notail. He's facing 2 heroes with boots, and it's Enigma plus Vision, and he's level 1. So how do you want to get control of your jungle? It's impossible. Even if base rotates now, it's way too late. There's no way they get the control back of their jungle.
That's a quick pause. I'm pretty sure the players saw exactly what I just saw then too, which was a quick lag spike.
I hope we don't have this.
I know. We took precautions today.
Yeah.
We took precautions
There's no packet
today.
plus, so it should be fine.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We're not going to have a repeat of your game from yesterday.
It should be fine. It looks fine to me, at least.
Oh, Puppy. Maleficent done over on Notail. It's only the first level, though, so it won't be enough to really control Notail enough, but he'll lose his Dark Troll Warlord Summoner. At the same time, on this bottom lane, Trixie, he's 11 for 3, which isn't too bad, but Avast is still getting some really good farm down here in the bottom lane. Yeah. And I know when you see Puppy rotate down here with the Visage, and then you got already the 2 points up in the Lunar Blessing buff up, there's going to be a lot of direct damage, either going towards the Bear or towards Lone Druid himself. Trixie's not level 6 yet, so he's still gankable.
Yeah. Notail is still trying to get some farm. It's interesting. He's like having a tornado in the jungle. He's going to get his level 2. Might help him to survive with the heal. Yeah, right now, even Dent is doing great. I mean, he has 20 CS against the 14 of the Batrider. Right now, the lanes are going perfectly for Navi, and that's not good for Fnatic, really. I really feel like if they had this Bane bottom, like on the bottom lane and Scylla top, would be better for them. At least Notail would have got something, and they could have put pressure on Dandy as well. We'll see. I mean, it's their decision, so it has to be the right one. We'll see. Maybe they have a plan in mind that we don't have right now, and they want to get something going with the bottom with items. Let's see. Might still be something viable.
Yeah. Maybe they're just happy with this trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad position for Fnatic to be in. Overall, though, like there's nothing in it. Experience fact goes away of Fnatic, the goal goes away of Na'Vi, but there's a little difference in Dendy. Well, he's been fireflied up. Looks like a bit of an attempt at a gank there with the Brain Tap too, but Chemical Rage is so difficult to go up against.
I like how Fnatic is always ready to. I mean,
Puppy.
With
Can he get the Malefice? He got it.
Yeah.
But Kuro needs to get himself in range for the Grave Chill if they want to get this kill, though. And with the Bear being pulled back, he goes first hit Entangle over onto Puppy. And Puppy, he's got an entire creep wave attacking him as well. Trixie pops up the south. The arrow flies up, will not connect to Vorse. Just a right click's going to be enough to get the kill. Starfall, well, maybe it will be enough with a Vorse. Yeah, it is. Era comes in at a good rotation time. And Chan's already been used. Kuro on the run out here. Now he's going to be napalmed up. He's got Grave Chill up in 2 seconds' time, and maybe it will be enough movement speed for him to escape this, but it means he's got to go, and with a Firefly napalm, there's your last attack. Puppy will manage to escape.
Yeah, but that's 5 of Fnatic being there. I mean, Fnatic is getting space now, Dendy's getting space. it's still not worth it. I mean, of course it is. They get a kill on Luna, it's something, but it's still not really worth it from them. Navi is still getting the most out of it. I mean, now Puppy can just go back to his jungle. He's level 4. He has Soul Ring. The jungle is unwarded. They can go greedy mode right now for Navi, and I don't think like Fnatic has something to pressure them yet. I mean, Nota is only level 3. He's getting level 4, but this early game, like the very early game from Navi, was great. It gave them a very good start in this game.
Does it feel a lot like your game up against Navi earlier today?
It's, yeah.
Because you like, I know Sigma, that you guys dedicated like 4 to almost 5 heroes to try and get these kills up against Navi. So you felt like something had to be done about the lane.
Exactly, and so you try to put the pressure on them, and if you don't, then you end up in a really bad position because you're looking at the draft like, well, I have an Enchantress, I have a bottom, and we're facing Luna, Alchemist, Enigma, like such a greedy lineup. They still can put aggression now, so they're looking for it. It's actually funny. Even the syllabary is smoked. I don't know what's up to it.
I don't know what he's doing here.
I'm gonna like root them all.
One way to look at it. I thought it would be Fly would be the one on the front lines, but you notice where Denny's moving. Like he has not moved over this line at all.
Yeah.
Like he just throws the acid spray down. The creep wave pushed out a little bit more. It'll bounce back again a little bit later on. But he's walking around with a DD rune. There's a little bit of a stack over on the side, and there's a lot of wasted time for Fnatic. Like they didn't have Lone Druid farming. Notel and Fly have now moved up towards the top lane, so they'll be up here with the Mirana. Harney's going into his jungle, and Trick's already in the jungle as well.
And as we said, now it's Navi rotating to their jungle, and the game plan they wished. The minute 0 is now happening, so.
And with Havorst up here, there's already a nightmare. But Funnick, how are you supposed to kill up this Bristleback? He has a lot of life points. 5 one-shots up your sleeve. Maleficent over on Fly. He's got a Brain Sap still. There's your burst damage to finish the job. But Havorst, he's also got ulti available. There's a Concoction Sun over on Fly. Mirana uses the ultimate. And looks like there's no sentry wards out there to reveal.
Yeah, good rotation from Dandy. That's a lot of damage. I mean, the Cloud, level 4. That's a lot of physical damage early on to take for an Enchantress, and Bane, they're just going to melt. Even the bottom can't tank this damage right now.
And this time it's actually Na'Vi that overcommit themselves as far as their heroes go. They ended up bringing all 5 heroes at one point towards that top lane. Yeah. And the way they look to really capitalize on that, you've got a whole lot of conversions. You have Dendy, who has the DD rune wearing off, but they're trying to bring down that tier 1 tower on the top.
I mean, I was about to say that Badge Rider Osmo has Dagger, but he went for Boots of Travel.
It's Hani, man. It's Hani. And he's going to BT himself up towards this top lane. And Na'Vi will back up.
Yeah. It's good. I thought you need... Yeah, actually, maybe he doesn't want to jump into this Na'Vi lineup, which is understandable. He wants to get more items faster. But this will give Na'Vi some towers. Okay, the deny happened for Fnatic, so I guess it's a good trade.
Concoction will fly out from Dendy, but Hani's over the river. Well, I say over the river, over the gorge, the retaining wall, whatever that is.
Fnatic is really trying to get some farm somewhere. Like now he's gonna have portraits. He's still not level 6. The level 6 is huge on Bristleback. It changes everything. He had a really tough early game, but that's the good thing about Bristleback. He needs almost nothing as items. Like he's so tanky naturally, so he might still be able to take fight and do really well in those fights.
It's kind of crazy when you think about that. You get the 2 different extremes. Bristleback, now I don't really need items. I'm just naturally tanky. Then you got Alchemist, who, with Chemical Rage, he's naturally tanky, but he can get items so quickly when he has Grievel's Greed. But look at the build from Dendy too. Not a single point. Not a single point. This is all at aggression, 4 acid, 3 concoction,
that's a full
and
fight
1 ulti.
Alchemist. Yeah, that's a full fight Alchemist. I mean, the 4 points in Cloud, it's completely understandable. The damage reduction, I mean, it's armor reduction, sorry, it's 6 armor reduction AoE. It's huge. It's like more than the medallion on everyone. It's really hard to take a fight early on, and against the bear from Syllabary, it just melts. So we might see a rush snipe from Na'Vi at one point with Enigma plus Alchemist, for example. You get a medallion on Enigma and Alchemist, you can do a rush right now and pretty fast with only 2 heroes. So that might happen at one point, you know, just smoke up and just get... Oh, Enigma is going for mech anyway, yeah, right? Yeah. Even without this, it's fine. The Cloud plus, they can just double smoke. Okay,
there's your medallion.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see a smoke. Na'Vi has like the best lineup to get rush right now. And that's something Na'Vi abuses in a good way, of course. I don't mean in a bad way. When they're dire, they always make sure they get a good lineup at getting rush because they understand the advantage of that.
Hani with the Moonlight Shadow trying to come in closer onto Dendy. He just backed up a little bit. The way that Dendy ended up falling back past the tower.
So that's one Midas on Syllabary as well. I mean, Fnatic, the thing is that if they give space to Na'Vi here, Navi's dire and they have the most greedy lineup. So if they start getting towers plus rush, it's going to be really hard to fight them.
Well, they're about to take a tower. Everyone's rotating down towards the bottom lane for Na'Vi, the whole shebang.
Hani can TP. That's the good thing about Travel. He's always ready to TP.
while he's farming up the dire side jungle. He's just, yeah, I'll be down there.
It's great, and he knows, Fnatic know what's going on. You look at Note, they want to get a trade for it. I'm not sure they will, because Navi really pushes really like fast with Luna, and that's interesting. That's very interesting smoke.
Navi's going to try and smoke up and try and take the fight instead.
If they kill Fnatic mid, that's a rush.
It's going to be very obvious to Fnatic though. Like they're all down there pushing at
and
the bottom
they miss
lane.
suddenly. It's quite obvious actually.
Let's jump ourselves over to the chat while this fight goes on. In they come.
Go.
I don't have to.
Android can be killed also. Remember.
Вейн. Я за ничего.
Bad.
Бэт.
Nice.
Рукарис на медведя.
Go B.
No, you're not. Oh, you might.
Oh, easy. Have you slow? Я могу станить медведя?
Нет.
Хорош. 300 хорош.
Nice fight right there for Na'Vi.
And I like the calm. You know, it's like you don't hear anything but Bane. You know, like we all focus the same hero, and that's really important in such lineup. When you have so much burst damage, you need to burst down the same hero, because if you're gonna get all the heroes to midlife, then you basically achieved nothing, and you could bring down two. So great team fight coordination from Navi here.
Yeah. Big problem though for Enigma when he started walking in. Like Puppy was like, oh, maybe I've got this, and then Bear entangle holds him in position and can't just move. He can't move anywhere.
Yeah, that was, and he was in the Firefly in this entangle. That's why he was brought down that quickly. There really is an opening for Navi to get rushed now. I mean, Batrider has no Force Staff, no Blink Dagger, so it's really hard for Fnatic to initiate on Navi right now. Yeah. They should really abuse that.
When you get like a Vanguard over on Bristleback too, you get all the tanky in the world. Yeah. And if you get Roshan's kill, then you will have a full Shadow Blade up and running too.
Yeah.
So all these key items are starting to arrive for him.
It's so easy for them to get Roshan now. And for Fnatic, it's really hard. Of course, the Boots of Travel choice from Hani is understandable, and it's a very good one in a way, but of course, every choice has advantages and disadvantages. So the downside of that one is that it's really hard for Fnatic to initiate a fight right now. And if Navi gets S5 into Rosh, then it's actually a problem.
Well, I think your problem's now arrived, man. Fnatic's not leaving this middle lane for the moment, and Puppy's just dewarding. And maybe Fly thinks he can get close enough. Oh, there's your Fiend's grip over on Puppy. They've got to try and help him. The arrow's going to come down too, and that's Puppy's death. The Bear even managed to grab an entangle halfway through that.
Yeah, it's a mistake. I mean, it's a mistake. It's really a problem for Navi because they delays them to get rush, and the more they wait, the more problematic it gets. Yep. But I mean, on the other hand, the D-ward that Puppy was doing was really important. You need to get vision around the rush area, so it's just miscommunication between the team. They should have gone as 5 or 2 or 3, get this ward down, and then get rush.
Well, for now, looks like they might go for a round 2. They managed to de-ward that out. They ended up using the conversions as well as the familiars to get rid of that ward. Yeah. Probably a safer thing to do, apart from an Enigma being where he is. But either way, they go inside the pit. All ultis are up for almost all the teams. Of course, the Fiend's Grip is going to be on cooldown for Fly this time around. And Roshan, negative so 13 armor. The arrows flying in, but the familiars are just there to basically filter out Navos. He's took an ulti. He's waiting for them to come in a little bit closer. Concoction being channeled up right now for Dendi. While Luna has ended up killing off Roshan and picks up the Aegis, the Immortal.
I really like this decision from Provost. Every time, I mean, he's a carry player, he should be greedy. Lots of other carry people would have gone for the Rosh last hit or whatever, but he understands that him being outside of the Rush pit is such a threat for Fnatic right now. No Blink Dagger on Batrider, so he can allow himself to just pressure them with the potential Eclipse from Luna. So great positioning from Provost and easy rush for Navi. That was known. I think Fnatic know they just wanted to, you know, pressure them a bit and maybe delay them in getting this rush. Fnatic is looking to out-farm Navi. That's what they're up to right now. Like, we have a Midas on bottom, a Midas on Syllabear, and Batrider Boots of Travel. That's really greedy as well. We'll see if they can make it, because honestly, Navi has a great lineup, a great farming lineup, and a great fighting lineup, no matter what items they get.
Well, I'm also looking at Bristleback's item. I'm wondering if we're going to see the Yowie 2000 item. The Rod of Atos to come his way.
That's a great item, Rod of Atos, honestly. I would get it every game if I could, but I'm just getting flamed when I do, so I don't. I just don't. But it's a great item.
You should never let the community dictate your items, man.
No, but even my team doesn't want it, but which I understand.
Oh,
but
okay. In that case, there's an issue to take into account.
Yeah, that's the issue. No, for sure, but the range of the slow is actually quite insane. I'm not sure the precise number, but it's quite insane to get, and I'm pretty sure this item will be favored a bit more in the future. If like pro players start to get it, it will be picked a bit more. That's my guess, at least.
Rodovatos, the new Midas.
Yeah. Maybe not the new Midas. I mean, okay, Navi's going for a push. They have Aegis.
Honey, he just started that Firefly. It's meant to stop this push from happening. The arrow will fly, but again, these familiar micro from Koro.
Nice.
They just keep soaking up every arrow that comes out from Mirana. And fnatic on the front lines too. He's got 1,500 life points they want to try and get through. And then he turns his back. Good luck. And in the meantime, the tower goes down. Avorst managed to get one level up now into its glaze as he hits level 10. And they just melt down the mid tower. Puppey, arrow to the face. So only going to mean like a 3-second stun on him. And Denny's already prepping the concoction. And there's just too many heroes from fnatic too far away. So Denny is moving back as far away as possible.
Right now, fnatic is just trying to win time for Trixie to farm his Radiance. It might... I mean, Radiance is always big to get, but the problem again in the Navi lineup is that whenever you commit your bear, he's going to die instantly to this minus armor and all this nuke damage. I mean, Visage, Enigma, Alchi. I mean, there's no way this bear can go in.
Avorst, 4-staff into a lasso. That's exactly what it's going to be from Hani.
That's
a quick
Aegis.
impetus, and then maybe, yep, Starfall. There goes the Aegis, the Immortal. But now the rest of Navi are moving over. Familiar
Nice
stun
play from
1
Kuro.
and 2 from Koro. Controlling No Town perfectly. The concoction stun coming from the Alchemist to take the last hit on the Enchantress.
Very nice play from Kuroki here. That's, of course, it's always good to get the Luna. That's a great kill for Fnatic, but getting one kill off for Navi makes it actually a bit less worse. But yeah, right now, no Aegis from Navi, so I'm not sure they can pressure tier 2s right now against Batrider. I really want to see if Hani, I mean, it's interesting that he got 4-staff first. I'm not sure why. I mean, of course, it paid off already. I want to see if he gets Dagger, if he decides to get Blink Dagger regardless or not. I think he needs it to open on Navi anyway, but maybe he has something else in mind. I'm looking forward to see what he gets as the next item.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Blink Dagger, man. Unless he's all about survival, and then he goes into BKB would be the only other option.
Yeah,
Not the only, but
I would
probably
really like
major.
to know what made him decide to get 4-staff before Dagger.
You can ask him later on.
I will ask him for sure.
Luckily, the beauty of a land event.
Exactly.
Dendy's coming in with an Invis rune. So he's managed to scout out Hani.
He will kill Hani.
Should be able to, but he's not able to, like, he'll have to move into the Fog of War to concoct and then come back out again. Now he's going to 4-staff, Hani, Firefly. 1 second it was on cooldown, but he's out of the map, and Denny's going to set himself up now, so which means Hani can turn this around because in the Firefly, even let Lasso to commit to the kill.
Yeah, that's...
It's almost as good as Broodmother. You just can't reach certain parts of the maps of certain heroes.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake by Dendy. He should have... You don't need to charge the stun. If you get, like, even half a second stun and get Bristleback to slow battle, I think it would have been enough. Well, anyway, it's a really big kill to get for Hani. He's going to get his Blink Dagger if he wants to go for, or Midas maybe. Why not? I mean, you have 2k gold.
Really? Another one?
I don't know. Why not? I mean, I'm never surprised by Midas gaming.
But
Okay,
18-minute Midas when you're looking for initiation.
I saw Abaddon getting Midas at 40 minutes into the game. I think it was Team Liquid or...
I remembered Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
That was a 38-minute Midas from Admiral Bulldog.
Oh, come
and
on.
I'm like, come on, you've got track. Like, do you really need much more when you're 38 minutes in?
I'm going for the 80 minutes
He
game,
was sitting there 38 minutes in at like level 11, level 12. So
I'm going for the 80 minutes game, so getting at 40 minutes in is completely fine to me.
as long as... So now it's not really the exact time. It's more the percentage of the game. So if
Yeah.
it was like 50% before 50% of the game in,
That's
fine.
That's a valid point for sure. Yeah.
It just means then just to keep going with that one, if you got it at 40 minutes, you must make sure the game goes down.
The game goes down. Yeah, else it's not worth it. Just delay it. Do something. Just roam
stall.
around.
Smoke. Everyone move it back into the base.
Just wait.
Wait it out.
I might get flame else.
No.
Actually, what's...
I like turtles.
And that's a Blink Dagger for Hani. So indeed, he still wants this initiation power. The Midas are starting to pay off for Fnatic, I have to say. We can see like the XP graph is getting better. I mean, it has already been in Fnatic's favor, but the gold graph is going up now.
It's still rather negligible. Like you're only moving it by about 600, 700 gold back and forth.
Yeah. Navi has to force the issue. They have BKB on Revost. They can start taking fights, although Bane will still shut down this Luna pretty hard. Right now, it's just Fnatic trying to split, not really split push Navi, just getting trades, avoid fights till they consider they can actually take a fight. But I just fear that they underrate Navi's power in a fight. When they're going to get items, Radiance is not going to matter at all against such a lineup.
Look at Fnatic's movements. Like there, it's like, okay, tier 2 tower's going to go. Someone's going to TP up to defend this one, but they thought they might TP onto the tier 2 tower. Now the TP does come in. Harney's waiting. He's got Blink Dagger and 4-star. Funnic's the first one to come in. Puppey actually TP'd himself into the tier 2 tower, into the tier 3 tower, which is why Harney finds himself being Malefer stunned up. Avors is looking for any kind of pickoffs, and Funnic, he's all over that Spirit Bear. -4 armor, the arrow is going to be enough space for the Yeah, it is. Recalls him back all the way back to his base.
Yeah, nice arrow from Era. I mean, that's the problem with this bear. It's going to die all the time. And
well, hello, Kuro.
Hello.
he's going to just run himself away with the Grave Chill. But then again,
if he stuns, he's fine.
He's already been Orb of Venom. Oh, nice. Familiar drop down. At the same time, Enchantress.
That's a solo kill on Enchantress. So then he's a bit mad about what happened against Trixie. He's against Honey, sorry. He's looking for revenge kills, and that's the first one he gets. It's a pretty good one actually to get. The thing is that Enchantress right now she got so shut down in the early game that it's really hard for No Tail to come back. He's very squishy, and against Navi's burst damage is pretty hard. And they're going on Kuroki mid. They're getting a kill with the battery 4-staff dagger.
Well, they get him, but they're going to lose that tier 2 tower on the top lane.
Yeah.
Because you got a full army of conversions coming down here.
And no lasso. But on the other hand, there's no Denji, no Kuroki.
No tail, too far up. He's already been gooed up twice. And then attacked out by the Bristleback. The arrow will fly, but that was a prediction arrow saying he would survive. He doesn't though. Nightmare over on the Bristleback, saving him from any kind of Malefice. That tower is almost dead. Yeah. They're going to try and deny it. In fact, it is going to be denied up by the Mirana, but Funnic, Fiend's Grip being used by Fly. Avos, well, he's still got this ulti available, and Harney just goes over to the tree line at the same time.
The fact that they deny is huge. I mean, look at this tankiness from Bristleback. He just doesn't even care about Bane getting.
And with like a casual cloak in there as well.
Puppey was like, I'm going to stun this Bane. I'm just not going to even spend my mana. Like he's not taking any damage. No, they had no reveal for this Mirana ultimate, so it was a bit tricky, but I guess it didn't matter in the end. Right now Fnatic is really lacking physical damage.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, Era got he even went for the Manta style. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's needed against what Navi has, but right now they have no physical damage whatsoever. Enchantress is really poor. Manta style on bottom means no damage. And Radiance on sea level, of course, decent damage, but as we said, the bear is going to be burst down really hard. So Navi is still looking great in this game.
Here's the question for you right now. Yeah. Puppey Blink Dagger or Puppey BKB?
Puppey BKB, for sure. I mean, the grip, if it's not used on Luna is just going to kill everyone in the fight. If she gets some life steal, they have no disable on Fnatic's lineup. BKB is good even against Grip and Battery Last, so honestly, the burst damage coming from Bottom, from Bane, from Enchantress, Inspitters, and Radiance burn, if you get BKB, you're just fine with Enigma. I don't really like the Blink Dagger choice here.
Smoke movement now coming out from Na'Vi, and they're going to find the bear. So focus on the bear to start with. There's no resummon, and this only is a fresh Radiance bear too. There's no resummon for a while, and then at the same time, Harney being attacked by Funnic. The Bristleback's attacking in deeper. The Centaur misses the stop, and Notel's going to TP out. Dendy, Concoction prepping up again. The arrow will fly. The Sun actually goes over towards Fly, and Funnic, he's going to get himself a little bit further away. Neck charge from Puppey. Bring in the extra armor, the extra tank ability. More goo flying as well. Most of it's going the way of Barana because they realized the Bane was going to die inside that, what was that move from Luna? We get the Lucent Beam.
I'm really not sure about this Celebi pickup. I mean, they got a last pick, and it's maybe they wanted a strong safe lane solo, but against Bristleback, it's not really strong. And Navi has such a great lineup at taking down this bear right now that it's really highly ineffective.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can somehow bring it to be effective in late game. It might happen, but right now, it's really hard for Fnatic to take any sort of fight, and I really like what Denz is doing. He's putting so much pressure on the map with the Alchemist. He's just like pushing out Fnatic out of their jungle all the game with this Shadow Blade. Really great decision making, and that's the Road of Athos I was looking for. Thank you, Funnic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Funnic. Just show the world how strong this item is.
But it's so great as well for a Bristleback. Like, he's wanting to be spamming out his quills all the time. So he needs the mana pool to do so. And then he wants the life points as well. So you get both the best worlds. And at the same time, you get more slows. And you have the negative armor, so you can keep attacking directly.
One thing you need to consider also is that he was able to get a second point or vitality booster early on. So that's, how you build the item is also important. If you're able to get some sort of advantage thanks to it, like when you're going to craft it, it's great anyway. So, and really, the bear from Trixie is going to be really sad, honestly. Like, against the whole slowing from Visage, Bristleback.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how it happened, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see Navi focusing the bear first in the fights.
Yeah.
They have to.
Especially once Denny, like for all of his ganking, he's now a recipe away from having an AC.
Yeah.
So when he has the Assault Cuirass up, like the bear was like, oh, maybe I can live during fights once I have my Assault Cuirass, once I have my armor.
Yep.
There's always that horrible thing when you go like a Naked Radiance, is you just don't have anything to keep this bear alive. He's got 6 armor and 2,700 life points, which is no trouble whatsoever for this Na'Vi lineup. And then you take away most of that armor from with the AC.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's really going to be really hard. I mean, I'm not sure what Fnatic could do. They had to force the issue at one point, but they have to take it to very late game. Now we're entering the Na'Vi phase right now. I mean, everything's going well for them. They have the spells they need. They have the items they need. They will be looking to capitalize on this advantage, whether it is in out-farming Fnatic or forcing fights. So Fnatic
I'm pretty sure with a pipe coming out from Puppey, I'm pretty sure it's going to be forcing
they're
fights.
Just pushing in. The only threat for Na'Vi right now is the Batrider Blink Force Staff. I mean, they can drag down one of the heroes in like deep into the base, and that's the only threat. There is no linking sphere or anything that can stop this. I mean, of course, the reaction from Puppey to like stun Batrider instantly can be good, but right now, it's I think the only way for Fnatic to get a good fight. Some clutch lasso jump from Hani.
Smart movement now coming out from Na'Vi. So as they're going to go into the jungle, let's listen to the teams.
I'm killing the bear.
Я пошел туда.
Haste it.
Давай. Look, change. Go. Be out, break.
Not gonna erase black hole.
I'm stunning myself. A lot of fails.
Did he just say a lot of fails?
I didn't hear that, but I heard the sadness in his voice. Like, I'm stunning myself.
Yeah. Basically, it was like, let's try bear. Crap, he picked up the haste rune. Yeah. Let's just switch. Let's try and go for the enchantress. TP's out. Don't have a stun. Not going to throw the whole of that range because the possibility of losing it, like it would have had to be like maximum range black hole on the edge of it to get it before the TP completed.
Yeah, and it's not even worth it. I mean, black hole is huge for the team fights. I don't think it's. I mean, maybe it might be worth it on a Syllabur or bottom or even a Byrider, but on an Enchantress support that's really out-leveled. I mean, Noted is still level 8 this game. It's a really tough game for him. It's not really worth it to use a Black Hole for that one.
Yeah. Man, a lot of money still coming in the way of the Batrider. Like, it's not as dire as I've been feeling it, and it's the way the graph actually shows. A lot of it is going the way of Na'Vi here.
Of course, but
you're still almost got you're almost on the way to a BKB for the Batrider. You've got Lone Druid that does have some cash. He's got now a plate mail up on the bear, so it's a little bit better for the bear for now. And then you've got your Mirana. Like Mirana's got 2,600 gold, running Hand of Midas, about to come off cooldown. It's about to be about 2,800 gold. And then you've got the Enchantress. It's not great items, but it's enough for her to survive.
I mean,
and the Bane's starting up a BKB with Noga Club.
Fnatic is farming well.
Oh, this can't be great. Now we see the power of a bear.
Yeah.
Or the lack
honestly,
of, I should say.
He can solo kill the bear with only Bristleback, actually. It's really hard, and he's going to resummon, but whenever he puts it in, it's going to die. And it's even worth it to like really focus on it.
Time to push now. They're going to go high ground.
Hani used Firefly top, so they can't defend base right now. They're going to lose racks for it.
Yeah, we heard Puppey actually just scream that one out too. Like, the Firefly's already been used. Yeah. And fnatic is just stacking the goo over on that bear. Remember, it's a new fresh one to a no-tail. Caught out, the arrow will fly up. It won't connect on anybody. fnatic, he's still got this Aegis of Simon, so even if they pick him off, they've still got to deal with him all over again. And now with a flame break, a bear is in way too deep. The burn is helping out a little bit more, and they got the entangle. There's your black hole from Puppey. 3 to catch in, and the Eclipse, bouncing glaives. Havorts will take himself a double kill, and fnatic, he's still alive. He's walking around on like 59 HP. He's happy as Larry, and they're going to go in deeper and call the GG. We are going to go to a third game right now, with Na'Vi taking out the second game. And while it wasn't as one-sided as the first game by fnatic, you can definitely say Na'Vi, they never really lost control in this game.
This black hole from Puppey was awesome, honestly. What a black hole. And I just heard him like shouting, "Go!" And then we saw this black hole. It was really perfect. I mean, we were wondering, can Na'Vi bounce back? Like, they got destroyed in first game. Can they adapt? We were like, they're a good team. Like, they're good when it comes to adapting. Like, look at this. That's just That's how many? 29 minutes. So
you even
looked
at the draft and said, okay, maybe this isn't really the best thing at the draft.
It's different draft again.
And then you saw the lanes move.
Yeah.
Like it was like, okay, well the draft is completely changed, but like how is this going to lane? It really looked like Fnatic had the better lanes at one point.
Yeah.
And then like the lone druid pick came up, and then Na'Vi just switched their lanes up, and then
exactly the gambling from Na'Vi just it was perfect. And again, I want to. Like a point I want to make is Na'Vi, look at their heroes. It's 5 different heroes from the last game and 5 from the game before. That's 15 different heroes in 3 games. This versatility is really awesome. And of course, you can't read such a team. You can't because they're just going for something different every game.
Like, what do you want to ban?
Yeah. There's nothing you can ban. You just have to get a good pick. Make sure you get into your comfort zone so you can fight them with even arms, like even weapons. I mean.
Yeah.
So really great game from Na'Vi. Looking forward for the game 3 right now. This Enigma from Puppy was really great. Like, great map positioning, great. It was a really hard game for him. He was facing an Enchantress. He got his woods warded, but still he was able to do so much in this game.
Well, it's with the easy movement down. It ended up being like, oh, my woods are warded, but then it's like, okay, well, I just take Kuro, who manages to, get a first blood by himself and shut down the Enchantress at level 1. Like, Enchantress was level 1 for, like, what was that, 2-3 minutes at least?
Yeah, it was really hard. Yeah. Really tough game for an Enchantress.
Yeah, it was a rough time, but we're going to have ourselves a break and a bit of a rest and relaxation, and we'll come back here for game number 3 here of our first semi-final.
And welcome back again. We are about to start game 3 of Fnatic against Na'Vi. After Fnatic showed clear dominance in the first game, Na'Vi managed to take the second one. And, well, what can I say? Bristleback happened. Na'Vi had a good early game, being able to zone out No-Tail completely out of his jungle, and then just everything went their way. So they took the second game. That means we head into a third game of those 2 teams, and I literally can't wait to get that going. So for that, I'm going to hand it over to our casters once more, Toby1 and Matt.
Thank you very much, Zoe. We are back here again for game number 3 of Na'Vi going up against Fnatic. Game number 1, all Fnatics. Game number 2, Na'Vi's really. Game number 3, close game?
Close game, hopefully. I mean, we mentioned before that the series that happened before this tournament between Na'Vi and Fnatic were very one-sided. Was 3-0 for one team and 3-0 for the second one.
Yeah.
This one is 1-1, so it's the first time it happens. So what could we couldn't wish better for this one.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy like we get to have like both sides of the field. Like we see like Na'Vi being like inventive and strong in their laning. Yeah. We have Fnatic who are just dominating in their laning with their combinations as well. Game number 3, anything is really possible. Everyone's getting themselves back inside the game, and we are getting ourselves ready to start again. But yeah, everyone was just chilling out in the breaks. I think every single one of them I bumped into as we were going to the toilet. Wasn't a personal experience, just a passing in the corridor.
Sure.
But we I think everyone's just going to be a little bit more loose for this game. Obviously, it is also it feels kind of weird right now. Like we're in this area, and it's a cut off from the rest of the world. We don't see the sunlight. It's,
no, we don't.
Like it almost feels like nighttime, even though we know it's feeling very much like morning at the same time. Yeah. So it's a very surreal environment in here. So
it's a Dota environment. We're like we're focused on Dota, we're focused on the game.
We don't need lights unless it comes from an LED screen.
Oh, there are lights. Yeah, we do.
Well, yeah, we got these lights as well. We get blinded up here. We got like these wonderful fluoro things
like lighting us. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they blind us all the time, so it's great. Let's get ourselves inside the game. The draft has just begun, so Fnatic. Actually, the toss was won, and Na'Vi chose to actually pick up take the Dire side. Fnatic will take the second pick by choice.
So that's highly unconventional from both teams. I mean, usually Radiant is favored and first pick is favored. And one thing I can add to this is that I know that Na'Vi, for example, chose first pick against us 2 times, and now against Fnatic they want Dire rather. So that really sends a message. So I mean, it's really interesting to see how teams adapt to each other's. And I mean, sometimes the side is more important than the first pick or the second pick. Sometimes it's the other way around. So in that case, it's Dire important. We saw the importance of Rush last fight.
Yep.
Last game, sorry. Yeah, we're looking maybe for a Russian lineup again this time.
I'd like to see one of those, man. But right now, you got to get that through the drafting stage. So we've got Natus Prophet going to be the first man out here by Puppy. Like, I know why Fly likes to have the second pick is so he can get his combos. Like, that's all he's really searching for, so he can just pick it straight without having to go, And you get to look a little bit at the way that Na'Vi want to start, even though that first look is, oh, Crystal Maiden.
Yeah.
It tells me absolutely nothing.
No, it gives nothing away. And, I mean, the way I see it right now from Fnatic, they're like, sure, I mean, first pick, we want Wisp. But Na'Vi has been denying Wisp from us when we have first pick, so let's just forget about this first pick, give them first pick. They're going to get Maiden for it if we don't want to ban it. If they ban it, they're just going to get whatever they want for, it's fine, or Visage. And then we get two picks in a row to adapt better to what Navi's up to. So it's a pretty good thing for Fnatic. The ban Enchantress, it's completely...
Yeah, they've gone up against it in 2 games. They showed they could play up against it in the last game, but it's just one of those heroes that you have to beat. Like, you have to make so much effort during your draft just to make sure you can counter her, or she doesn't take you out.
Yeah, and Enigma had to go to the opponent's jungle. That's not something you want to have. I mean, Enchantress really pushes you out of your comfort zone as the laning goes, and even the pressure. It's constant pressure. I mean, she's missing on the map. She can kill anyone on any lane. So smart ban from Na'Vi. It will relieve the pressure from them for this game, and that's quite important. It's because, of course, both teams really understand that if they lose this game, they're out of the tournament. So
yeah, it all comes down to this, like best of 3 or not. This is basically now the best of 1.
That's the best of 1, though.
Yeah. So Flyer last ban out. What does he really want to remove now? And he'll actually ban out the Crystal Maiden here. So he'll ban that out against Puppey, which means we'll see if you're right about the Visage first pickup. And no, of course, it lets slip the Elder Titan. That is such a dangerous hero to give any team, to give the Elder Titan.
That's weird. I mean, Fnatic has been banning this Titan every game, basically, Na'Vi as well. And that's Visage. Okay, I like this. So that's the same opening Na'Vi did to them. I mean, I enjoy so much the mind games between the drafters, honestly, right now. It's so interesting in Dota how complex the draft is and what they get out of it. So this opening is basically the same Na'Vi had. So, like, your lineup was really strong, we're getting it. And now it's up to Na'Vi, like Puppey and his team, of course, to show how do you counter what we got last game. So this is cool. So,
but at the same time, how do you counter what you got last game? You just throw a Spirit through Luna and Visage, and they sit there going, well, okay, well, we have all this damage, but we can't even reach you.
We get burst down before. I mean, this series, like, this is how we play Enchantress, then this is how we counter Enchantress, and then this is how, we counter what we just won with. I really enjoy this. It's really, really awesome to witness.
Well, Puppey, second pickup, man. How do you do it? I'm still waiting for the wonderful negative armor combination to come out with the ET, where it won't matter how much armor you got, you just die. But at the same time, they don't need to do this kind of stuff. Like, you can use just the ET as a long-range harassment kind of thing. Comes in later on when you're like, wow, I wasn't really expecting that much movement speed and damage because he just pulled the spirits back in again.
Even the scouting is pretty awesome. From this hero, it's
also like a secondary thing too, because you can use it. You can use the ET spirit to TP onto.
Yeah.
And it can also block things like arrows and such.
I actually don't understand why we don't see ET Tinker combo. I mean, the reduction damage, you get Dagon on Tinker, you can burst down anyone basically.
I saw Fnatic run it, I believe it was.
Okay, that's a great lineup to run. I mean, being able to TP anywhere on the map thanks to the spirit is quite huge, honestly. And yeah, some Tinker laser dagger. And that's the Bane. Yeah, that's navigating the heroes they like. So,
but this changes up our draft a little bit with who plays what.
Yeah.
Because when I see the Bane come out, I'm instantly saying, okay, that's going to be Kuro.
Yeah.
Like, you leave Puppey free for something else, which means Elder Titan is now being played by fnatic because Horse doesn't do it, and Denny doesn't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they go a different path with that one. Denny and Horse just don't like the hero, I don't think.
No.
And fnatic could deal with it on the off lane, not a problem at all. Like, who's really going to want to push underneath an Elder Titan? Like, it's not something you do, and if you have a TP come in with a Nightmare, you're all good to go. So then the next ban comes out as a Venomancer, the one hero that can probably keep Elder Titan away from the tower and stop that movement speed buff from helping him.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, Na'Vi has a great lineup right now. They can do anything they want. Sure, Bane is really likely to be run as a support. That I will give that, but Elder Titan can go anywhere right now.
There seems to be some kind of argument going in the Fnatic lineup. Era seems to be very, very adamant against Hardy about some certain pickup right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they want to get. It's actually the bans, so they might be fearing a certain hero. We'll see. And then they realize he's on camera.
How does he know? Enigma ban out by Fly.
Okay, so that was...
But there's no reason why the Chen can't, like, if Fly's going to commit to this, like, obviously he takes out some, like, a big team fight, going to push, ulti kind of style. But Na'Vi, if they do want to push, you can still go with the Chen. You can still get the stability. Or maybe, no,
or maybe you get
can't.
the Chen.
Gotta remember the changes to the ban and the picks, where you have your last ban, then straight into the next pick.
And that's a huge one, because when you're second pick, you get to deny 3 heroes from the opponent, because I don't want to give them Enigma, I don't want to give them Nex, I don't want to give them Chen. Which one do I get between the 3? I think Chen fits perfectly, so it's actually quite huge.
I'm wondering if Puppy now just goes into the Clinks. Like, you just took out Live Stealer to stop him. Yeah, bump.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just thinking about what's going up against the Chen. Because you've taken out the Crystal Maiden, you've taken out the Live Steal, so you're removing the Infestation and you're removing the Frostbite.
Yeah.
And then instantly it's like, okay, I still want to get some nice big damage coming out from this one. I want to have some invis ganking, I want to have some good DPS. It's good tower push as well that comes out with the Clink, so obvious selection. But it now again means that we have maybe even different change. And I'm wondering too if Puppy is now going to take up that role as the Bane and put Kuro onto the ET just to make space, because fnatic really, he does like playing that Clink. So Vorst isn't too bad at it, but it really is fnatic's signature hero.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great hero for Fnatic. I'm wondering if they can play still this ET mid and go aggressive against Fnatic's lineup, although it's kind of hard to face Luna Chen, but it's doable with heroes such as Bane that are very tanky early on. And that might also be an option. I mean, you give Fnatic a matchup with, like right now they're questioning Fnatic because he has to answer on the draft and he usually doesn't, but so there might be asking him, what about the Clinks versus Bounty one-on-one lineup? Would you dominate that lane? And the answer is pretty much yes. So if they give space to Fnatic in that game, he can pressure and like prevent the Luna from farming basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now Fnatic looks to be really involved in the draft. So we might be seeing an aggressive trade in coming out of Na'Vi. Only question is mid, as you mentioned. Can Ender Titan go mid? And if he does so, then they have to consider the mid heroes he might face.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so neither, to be honest. But
not with Dendi.
Yeah,
not with Dendi. The Alchemist pickup. We saw it before in the mid, and we'll probably see it. Oh, we could see it again. We could see it again. We are still in that position where Vorst can take up the Alchemist. You were saying the way Na'Vi drafts, like it's very difficult to predict 100% what lanes they're going to do.
It's impossible.
It's the same situation right now. Like this could even be aggressive tri lane. Alchemist and Bane have great synergy together.
Exactly.
And then if you combine that up with an Elder Titan, and you run Elder Titan as the core, and then you run the supports Bane and Alchemist. So it's just a nightmare into concoction stun with a spirit down and everything else.
I mean,
and
once
you got
again,
double negative armor too. Oh.
That's so much damage output indeed. Once again,
it's just
so
like a
much
TA
damage.
in this one right now, and you get the full negative armor.
So much damage from Na'Vi, really. Like, how do you want to tank this damage with a Luna? It's impossible. So again, the team fight from Na'Vi is going to be really scary, and they really rely on this Alchemist. I mean, Alchemist gives you so much, you know, everything then goes differently. When you have this cloud on, Clinks then suddenly has huge damage burst, no matter if he has Orchis or not.
Yeah.
The Elder Titan, of course, the aura from Elder Titan, and when you have it on the Spirit, it's just insane.
Fly thinks the same.
Yeah. Actually, we're pretty spot on the draft right now. So the TA ban.
Don't let people know that.
Don't let people know that. I mean, right now,
it's supposed to be the noob in this cast, remember?
This TA ban can also be a Titan mid, because TA completely counters Titan, in my opinion, mid. I mean, it's definitely not a hero for Dendi. I mean, of course, it can be a hero for Dendi, but he's looking for ganks, he's looking for really aggressiveness, and Titan doesn't bring you that. He can't really kill a hero on his own. I mean, a solo Velomancer support probably, but the others it's pretty hard. Yeah. So
it's not required. I don't see why they would need to do it. Like Clink's up on the top lane, fine for
really
Fnatic.
Yeah.
The Invoker ban out is the last one. That's fair enough too. We're just looking for the last two mid solos right now. Luna is going to be babysat by the Visage. Chen's going to stay on the bottom lane, which means you get Trixie up against the Clinks on the top lane, and then you just wrap up our mids. Because there's no way Na'Vi want to back down from this. Like, it's still a Chen early game, and we know Chen is nowhere near as effective as an Enchantress in the early portion of the game.
Yeah.
You get some good warning out and you block up the camps. Na'Vi can move as 5 as well. Their level 1 fight is amazing right now.
Yeah, I would really like to see a bottom pick from Na'Vi. I mean, of course,
yeah, that could work.
Doesn't really, yeah. I would really like to see this. I think it's great. I mean, the damage output from bottom with Elder Titan and Alchemist anyway, I keep bottom as, you know...
I got a funny feeling that we're just going to see from Fnatic is just going to be a puck or something like that. It's dangerous, obviously, up against Clinks and Bane. They go with tank ability. I thought maybe it's just like a straight-up lane matchup if it does end up being Alchemist in the mid.
Is actually a great hero to have against Clinks and Bane, but yeah, the DK gives them more tankiness, more, you know, like we're able to stand our ground no matter the cloud, no matter anything. Makes complete sense. It's also quite good against Alki mid if the Alki is mid, I guess. I mean, you just don't care, you're tanky, you're just trading farm on Alchemist and DK. It's fine for both teams, I guess. I'm really looking forward to this last pick from Navi because, as we said, they didn't reveal much. Of course, they committed to some heroes, but Clinks is very unlikely to go on the offlane, for example. But besides that, everything's open. So I'm not sure what they want to get.
You've got 8 seconds, man, to see the choice. So
Pod pick looks great to me, Charo as well, but we'll see.
There's not a really large amount of discussion. You got your wish. So Mirana will be the last one.
That's a really good pick.
Very quickly selected by Havost. Yeah. I'm wondering if they are going to switch this up or if this is now again going to be, well, Funnick off flame, Dendi Alchemist. No, they're switching. They're most definitely switching heroes. There's no way we're going to see a support Clinks coming up in this game.
Yeah, right.
We are seeing a switch. They are playing with us in the early stages.
It's the second time they do it, actually. And yeah, that's actually, you know, a topic we have between players. The fact that you're able to see what your opponent actually picks, you know, like, like the fact that Cash is fine, but as players, I don't think we should be able to. It's really important. It changes the game completely because you're able to guess the laning, and if you weren't, then it would really change everything in Dota, I think. It's actually a huge factor. So that's the third game, the deciding one.
As it is, man. That it is. Especially on that whole, like, you can view everything. There was also a discussion that was going on at TI3 with a couple of the Valve staff, which was, should players be able to switch heroes in a competitive game once they get in there as well?
Oh, yeah, right.
Like,
that's also a valid topic, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not, actually.
So maybe change both of them so you can't see it, but you can't switch
and you can switch, but the switching goes on because players understand how important it is, and they get, you know, if they have a special plan, they want to like do unconventional lanes, it's impossible for them because just get revealed by you know who plays what, of course. Yeah. And it's the role changing is not an option. Kuroki is not suddenly gonna play core and Funnick support. Makes no sense, and it's a risk that's really not worth it to take.
So our end lineup here is just to go through it after we see our switching.
Yeah.
It'll be Puppy and Bane, Havost or Mirana going for this dual off lane. We've got a couple of consumables being brought down to Havost at the same time, or is that actually, I think it's Puppy's inventory he's now using. Denny will be the solo mid Alchemist, again going to go for a bottle rush for him. Kuro will be the Elder Titan, looking up towards the top lane where Funnick is currently solo, and also walking around with 2 sentry wards. So he was expecting a bounty hunter to go up towards the top. And in fact, it'll be Trixie on the bottom lane up against a DD'd Mirana. That's not going to be too fun for him. Hani will be the DK in towards the middle lane, and that puts an aggressive tri-lane up on the top lane. And that's going to be Era and Fly as the Lunar as well as the Visage, respectively. And then the extra tag on will be No Tail.
I mean, I want to mention something right now. It might look like Navi do not know that Bounty is actually solo safe lane because Fnatic is just swapping lanes, but they do know because Havost instantly picked up the GD, so that means he knew that an Invis, you know, guy was trying to take it as well. So I'm interested to see how Navi will adapt to that. Kuroki, you can see already blocked the spot for the Chen, like because he was just standing there. That's very smart. And Puppy is actually, you see that from Puppy. He went back and got sentries. So I'm not sure if Trixie knows it because at first he saw the Bane without sentries. That might be the, yeah, he has boots, so it's pretty hard to catch him. I mean, Bottom is going to free farm. Bounty is not going to get much because even if you can't even stay in experience because if you get Nightmare, you're dead.
Yeah. Those sentries also originally were on Funnick.
Yeah.
So they got transferred over by the courier and down again, I think.
Yeah. So it's pretty good laning for Navi. The Chen can do a lot in this game, though. He can just zone out Kuroki.
He bad position right now for No-Tail. That Spirit's right on top of him. If that Concoction's able to connect, which it will do so, Denny held that for as long as possible. Hani will come in while they can't get themselves an easy kill. Chen now has to use the Tornado on the Wild Wing. But some decent damage is taken here by Hani. I don't suppose he really cares, does he? His bottle's on the way back out. So it's not that bad for him.
I mean, right now, they're denying a lot of farm for Funnick. He's 0-0 still. on the Clinks, and that's not something you want to have on the Clinks. I mean, you need early farm, maybe not for straight 15 minutes, but at least you need a good start on Clinks so you can just start roaming the map and just utilize your ulti and maybe get pickoffs. They're really pressuring fnatic right now, which is quite good.
But I'm not seeing it really paying off. You got 2.5 levels on Clinks, and he's got 3 last hits. Okay, that's not great. But you got a Chen who's got 1 deny and is not getting any level progression.
That's true. And actually, it's something I like this from NoTail. Of course, it's a hard game for him right now, but he's adapting a lot with Chen. And I saw him actually play Chen with 1 hero on the mid lane as a support. It felt the same. Like he was made on Chen. That didn't matter. Just he had a creep this time. It's great to see players adapt like this. Like he has nothing to do in his jungle because Bane is just running around. Actually, yeah, Hani has to be careful because Bane plus Alshi might kill him down if they want to. But yeah, NoTail is just trying to help the lanes he can help her now, and there is not much he can do.
Yeah. All this mid lane basically needs is well, he's got 2 levels up in the spray, 2 levels up in the concoction.
Yeah.
So a nightmare just to set up.
One thing to notice as well is that Puppey has a TP already, so he knows that fnatic might try to force the issue top, and he's ready for it anytime. He's not, yeah.
You don't always have to be right on there.
And they're going mid. They're going on Hani mid. I'm not sure if they have to damage for this. No, they just abandon.
At least throw the concoction out.
Yeah, it's just Puppey showing here that he's here. Even last game it was, I mean, the first game it was the same. He's just, usually he roams a lot around mid with his support. Just making sure the opponent's mid player knows that he's around and can't go aggressive on Dandy because, of course, Bane might be there. But the might be there is actually key. Even if he's not here, it just does the work anyway.
It's nice to see Trixie finally walking around with a stout shield, but he's completely out of consumables here on the bottom lane. Yeah. And Avors already has phase boost, so this stout shield does some good work, but Avors still has the upper hand on this bottom lane, and because of the sentry ward that's down, you can't use your invis to really move around. And this is actually exactly the same sentry position that Na'Vi used last time.
And NoTail, yeah, I was watching top because NoTail, is like, he's not letting Na'Vi pull. They're trying to pull so hard. I mean, fnatic has been trying to pull every creep camp, but NoTail with his Wildkin is just not letting him do so. He just pulls the creep again, so he makes sure fnatic really gets nothing. It's quite hard to get anything against Luna Visage. It's a lot of damage for the Clinks. So they're really shutting down these Clinks right now.
I think something interesting is the fact that Kuro's rotated down towards the bottom lane.
Oh.
So they are looking to try and make something. At the same time, there's going to be Puppey and Kuro smoking up.
Actually, he's still level 1 with Elder Titan, so he's not getting much neither.
That's probably the reason why they're searching for this kill. So we're going to jump over the team chat right now, as Hani's going to get in a little bit of trouble in mid.
Let's chill.
I'm going in.
Gonna tank. Давай!
Tank. Nice.
That was very, very close.
Yeah, that's a little bit of pressure on Mavi.
The words from Kuro, I'm going to tank. I don't think he really thought he was going to take that much damage when the Breathe Fire kicked at him. But at the same time, now the Tier 1 tower is being forced out by fnatic. So first blood goes the way of Na'Vi, but it will be up here on the top lane where the first tower is claimed by Era.
Yeah, that's a really good tower to have. So basically, it gives back the gold that Hani lost. So it's okay for his mid matchup. He's level 6 as well as Dendi. So, I mean, actually, Hani has been doing quite well on the mid lane right now. I feel like this gold is good. It's good to get the tower, but I feel like with Chen and Visage, it's pretty hard to pressure the Clinks. I mean, you can't really catch him. Even like he's just gonna invis himself out of the gank. So this might give fnatic a little bit of space.
They've still got one sentry ward on fly, so that, yeah, there you go. Now they see him.
It's pretty
Grave
hard
chill,
to kill him. I mean,
but they've got no stun.
Yeah, it's impossible to kill the Clinks with the Visage Luna, or he has to really be
They're
out
going
of
to kill
position.
Hani again here in the middle lane. He's got Dragon Form, doesn't want the movement speed for it. Turns around, stuns up Dendi, and maybe he can get himself around the tree line. Needs to be one more attack. Kuro and Dendi, they all trying to catch up to Hani. 54 life points,
Nice.
and Dendi concoction, that'll be it.
Perfectly. Perfect play from Dendi, really nice one.
So a second kill now going the way of Na'Vi.
And he's going mech on Alchemist. That's quite interesting as well. So Na'Vi is really looking for fights in this lineup, even though they want a 4-man, I think, and let like fnatic catch, try to catch up with some farm and experience. And they might be able to 4-man this if they get an early mech on Alchemist. He almost has it, actually. He's 900 gold away from it.
He's managed to go 2-0, so there's no reason why he can't.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's been part of these ganks as well, and then they give him all the space for the solo lane, means that Denny's really moving through the levels fast too. And we know how powerful that change-up with the Alchemist, like Chemical Rage is. That level 3 ultimate, the regeneration is crazy. Trixie's going to try and come in towards the mid lane, but Denny can also see Trixie. It's just going to hit him once. I don't know if that was intentional when he wanted to reveal the sentry ward, but he'll still connect with him once, and Trixie's moving up towards the top lane. So maybe Fnatic looking to force the tier 2 tower. The line's being drawn to already say from Trixie saying, should I come around the back here?
Navi's aware of what's going on. I mean, Puppy just pinged it, and they're just all playing really safe. Revost is farming a lot, and they have Bottom's ultimate, so they might be able to get something out of it. Yeah, they want to go bottom, but Navis know what's going on, really.
There's that loop around by Trixie. They're going to have to TP support in right now.
Yeah,
No tells Nightmare up for the moment. Koro, he never got the spirit off. Now he will, but he's already too late. Luna will already pick him up. They've got Puppy in the back corner. Brain Sap keeps him alive a little bit longer. He's fighting both Tornado as well as Luna. And Eric picks up the double kill. Seeing some dust flying over from the side as DK who managed to grab up the Clinks in this fight too. Koro bought back here. I think he was TPing out. I don't know if that's a misclick where he didn't want to complete the TP. But either way, fantastic fight for Fnatic. They were 2-0 down, and now they're 3-2 ahead.
That's a really good fight for Fnatic. I'm not sure what Revost was up to. Like, he TP'd, but he had no mana. I don't know if he had those 6 charges before or after the fight. I guess after the fight, of course, he would have started for Luna. Luna was like 1 star for away from death. It's interesting to see that he got 2 points in the leap instead of the arrow. That's a bit unconventional. Usually you would max, of course, the Starfall, get a point in the ultimate if you need it, but they're looking for arrow now. That's most likely a kill.
Fly. He's in more trouble.
They're gonna
and maybe with the Starfall and the Searing Arrow is enough. Nightmare
Nice
from
play
Puppy.
from
The arrow's going to fly, but the creep wave just able to get in front. But Era, he started the TP out, but the concoction coming in from Dandy.
Was really well played from Notail though. Like, the creep was here, ready to take off the sleeve. Wasn't enough. Anyway.
Well, Hani tries to push out this middle lane. No Dragon Form makes it a lot harder for him. And Kuro is now finding his levels here in the mid lane as well as his farm, which has been so needed for him.
And then he's getting really close to this mech right now. I mean, this buyback from Kuroki really hurt him a lot as a support. He just got his boots and we're 9 minutes in. That's not something you want to have on an Elder Titan. But, well, he's catching up right now. He's going to turn level 5. The thing that really Funny was really shut down this game. I guess a Midas is needed at this point. I have to admit, he really needs a Midas to come back XP-wise, because right now, he's not even level 6, and we're getting minute 10 almost. So
I kind of want to recommend the Midas to anybody.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe Dandy after this one.
I don't think recommending Midas to Klink's player is, they have this in mind. I mean, when he picked his hero, he was already like, that item might be good. The attack speed on Klinks is actually quite good, and the fact that a Midas on such heroes, Klinks and Weaver, the heroes that just roam around all the time and give vision, it allows you to actually roam more and not get out farmed. So it's pretty good item actually for those heroes.
Well, right now I'm watching Havors bypass the Midas and going to go into a Yasha instead. So that'll be his first major item.
I have to say I really like how Trixie plays Bounty Hunter. He's just roaming the map so much. He always gives vision on the enemy. And it gives so much space. I mean, it's passive. I would say it's passive advantage. It gives so much space to his team right now. Everybody's safe because he's just giving vision on Navi all the time. I would get a gem against this guy like as early as possible.
Oh, Puppy!
Nice one.
He triggered the dust. Must have thought Trixie was here, and now he's found him. The Spirit will come up. The Nightmare will follow. It's just buying time for the concoction to go from Dendy, and he waits almost the maximum duration, and then bomb.
Great map awareness by Puppy. Great. I'm not sure if you could have seen him.
There's no observer walls that would have revealed it.
That's completely like instinct.
Actually, it might have been 1 point because I saw it for a moment where Funnick ran past him and he ran up and then went invis. I don't know if Bounty had maybe Funnick was invis at 1 point and then
saw him. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's really great.
You got your hand of Midas Wish. Like Funnick's now got it.
It makes sense.
Also,
I think he really needs to catch up. And he will pretty fast with the Midas plus the ultimate. In a matter of 10 minutes, we're gonna have a Klinks and we're not going to be able to say that he was shut down.
Yeah.
That's really good. It's looking well for Navi right now, I feel like. Fnatic has the potential to push towers once they get the items they need. I don't know how much they think they need, but definitely at one point they will be looking to push against DK Luna and with DK Luna, and Bounty Hunter, they will be able to burst down heroes and get track kills. That's the denied tower on the safe lane for Fnatic.
Well, it's taking some time.
Yeah.
They were looking for a kill, but again, Notel, you notice with a lot of his creeps, they've never really been creeps which, like, we don't see the trolls, we don't see the centaurs, we don't see these kind of things. We keep seeing alpha wolves and tornadoes.
Yeah, you got a bit unlucky on creeps.
It's like what they're trying to do.
Okay, right.
Wonderful.
Okay, so it wasn't really instinct, right? We missed that smoke. Actually, I guess it's still... I don't know if it's worth it, but they would probably have killed like a GK or something for it. Anyway, it's really needed for Trixie to roam around like this. You don't really get a space to farm against the heroes Navi have. He's going to catch up with the track goal anyway, so...
Mirana ulti now is going to be used. And they're looking to go down towards the bottom lane. Puppey can't initiate on middle lane.
Yeah.
It's just to get a Vorst and Kuro past that line and past the Observer Ward. But yeah, you could hear Fnatic from this side of the room just screaming out a little bit. So the trap was sprung. I got a funny feeling the ulti was still done in range of that Observer Ward. But Vorst and Kuro quite visually showed themselves, and that's why Hani, Mr. Haystrew and Vorst already done up. He's got 3 points up in the leap, and he's going to use it, but he is done by the loser beam halfway through.
They're going to get lots of kills for this.
Well, he got a stun again in 1 second time from DK, and there it goes on Kuro. Like, what's Denny going to do? He can't concoct and go into this. He's going to stay back. He's just stacking up an ancient area right now.
So that's a track kill. That's a lot of gold, and that's a tower. That's the great thing against ZK, and we saw that with Vincere Gaming yesterday. Like, every time they get a gank off, they get 1 or 2 towers for it. They might get 2 towers here. I mean, the Luna Aura plus the Chen, the Alpha Wolf from the Chen. Actually, yeah, okay, the Navi's everybody's back. They have Alchemist ready to TP. Aki was already there. So they have a mech on Alki. So that's great to have early on, but you want to force fights now. It's really important. I mean, else you're just... You want to put this mech to use, really, and try to buy time for fnatic to come back in this game. Yeah. Again, I have to say, Rush looks like a good option for Navi.
See a bit of a change in the build for Luna as far as skill build. We got that 1 point up in the glaives at level 8, as opposed to what we saw before, which was like waiting until level 10. In fact, now he's going to get the 2nd point up with the glaives too.
And look at what Note does. He's giving him attack speed and damage. That's pretty good. He's going to boost Luna's farm really hard.
Vorst now trying to push out this middle lane. That's a little bit of a starfall. Sentry wards are there, so Trixie gets attacked once and then realizes what's going on. But they got Kuro as well as Puppey hanging around here. And also notice too, while that whole bottom thing was going on, Puppey was just sitting in mid, getting to level 6. They wanted his Fiend's Grip available for this next fight, and they've got it.
Yeah, and actually Fly did the same on the top lane. So we have now level 6 on everyone. Okay, not on TC, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think he's going to pick up his ultimate anyway. Although I think Hiroki is one of those TC players that gets ultimate pretty fast, just because he has really good teamfight sense and he usually gets really good ulti offs.
Where most ETs, they struggle with that.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, it takes time for the ET to... Then Puppey's like trying to chase this. Yeah, he can actually kill it with the brain sat. That's the good thing about the pure damage.
We get ourselves a gem over on the Bane, so he's finally had enough of this this bounty hunter walking around, and probably really had enough of Fnatic having any kind of vision on them as well.
Really good decision from Puppey. It's going to really shut down Trixie's ability to roam the map and really give vision on Navi all the time.
It's one of those things too where like you want to kill off the gem carrier now, but killing off Bane is quite difficult.
He's so tanky. Like look at it. He has 5 armor and he has basically boots right now. 800 HP, 5 armor.
Yeah, and you may as well say it's not even 800 HP. Like, you add another 230 onto that one. Now top lane, Koro going to jump in, and Dendi looking for that stun. They've already got the Sentry Wars down. The Centaur's trying to keep him away, and Dendi's going to stun himself in here, and Koro locked in a corner. The Eclipse coming out from here. The arrow will connect on the Notel, so at least the Vorst might get something in the back here. Starfall dropping down, but cannot really find a kill from that. There's still just one hero down. It's going to be the Elder Titan, and Na'Vi are bailing back out of here.
Great macro from Notail. Like, this center stun... Great play from the Chen so far. Like every round of the map, honestly. His in-game decision-making has been flawless this game.
And so we go 6-5. 6-5 on the board, and Fnatic. And they got the advantage now coming up. You're seeing it start to change. Up to about 4 or 5k gold going their way. And the experience has changed around by over 3,000 as well. And this is a drastic change too, which is just showing you the momentum they're starting to gain.
And something we did not mention, or I missed it maybe, that Hani went for a Hand of Midas instead of a BKB, like a rushing BKB. So, interesting decision from him again.
Trouble.
Oh, they found Trixie.
Dust on the Trixie.
Notail.
Dendy, what a centaur stomp from Notel.
play.
Puppy as well as Dendy going to get locked in here. And Dendy, he's got the mech, but the courier even dies during this fight. It was trying to transfer in items, and that was, in fact, the magic wand that was trying to be transferred in. Notel's just going to TP out. Familiar stuns. Actually, it's the centaur. Go neutrals. Able to stop Notel from TPing himself away.
That's a huge loss for Navi. Losing the gem right now, that's a huge loss because, yeah. I mean, they can't get another one for a lot of time, so... Yeah, that's a really... Again, the double Sentinel Sword from Notail, it's just amazing how he plays Gen right now.
And that couldn't have gone any worse. Like you said, like Gem's been taken, they lost 2 heroes, and they lost the courier as well. So for all 4 of those combined, they just lost a huge amount of gold.
We haven't really seen the bottom do work in this game. I mean...
She got like 1 arrow on the Chen, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Hovos hasn't been really involved in fights yet. He's getting fat, for sure. Like, he has really good farm. But I feel like they can maybe try to find opening with the... I mean, look at Trixie. He's been so effective. Even Hani got like the haste from bottom. They got the tower, 2 kills. We still have to see... actually, the Klings. I mean, the Klings has been farming as well. Feels like Navi is just waiting for their time to shine. Right now, they're just farming up, getting XP, getting the items they need to take the fights. They look quite calm. They're just trying to farm up. And look at Puppy. He's looking for Trixie. He wants a solo kill on them.
If you can find him, he's just waiting in the tree line for him. It's going to take forever for Trixie to show himself.
Yeah.
And Trixie's, in fact, on the opposite side of the map. He's coming up to look at Funnick. Tracks him up and just says hello. And then Puppy, well, he's not even moving. Like, I think he's just taking a moment to analyze the situation, just think about life, universe, and everything.
Yeah, sure. That has to be the right time to do so, right? Like you're playing the last game of the semi-final, and then just...
He just needs some time to take his hands off the keyboard and analyze what the hell's going on. And he's not going to take far from any of the creep waves anyway.
And that's another tower for Fnatic. I mean, Hani's going to have BKB. He got Midas, and he has BKB in a pretty average, time. So this DK is going to be really effective this game because basically you get BKB against the Navi lineup, nothing can hurt you more. I mean, of course you have the Bane Grip, you have the Cloud still doing work, but as a DK you're naturally tanky. This DK is going to be really fat this game. I feel like he's going to be a huge threat for Navi.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
He's so fat. He has Midas, BKB, he's level 13 already.
I still don't think he's going to be as bad as Era though. Because Era's already got his BKB, a helmet dominated 1k gold. He's sitting at 9.8k net worth 19 minutes into this game.
And Navi do not know, but they were scouted by a ward, and DK has BKB. So it's like the best timing, and Luna as well. It's the best timing for Fnatic to take a fight. It's going to be a disaster for Navi if they take a fight there.
That secondary observer ward, like it's not even just being scattered by 1 ward. The second observer ward that's blocking the Ancients area, it's seeing quite clearly. It's the vision right now, the Radiant side. So they see up around this region here. And obviously up the entrance here. So with that kind of like vision, you know when Navi also bail out of the pit, when they go into the pit and when they come out of the pit.
Definitely. And like for example, Dandy has 70 CS right now. Like he's not farming that much, and the only reason why it's the case is because of Trixie. Trixie is putting so much pressure on the map just by missing. So I mean, right now the whole Navi jungle is black. They have no idea what Fnatic is up to. So Fnatic is actually mid, under their tier 1, but Navi do not know that. They're so scared. They run as 3 or 4 in the jungle. They don't know what's going on. And that's just because of Trixie roaming the map. And of course, Fnatic being able to kill the... That's the second time they do it. They abuse those stacks. I think it's Notail doing it with this creeps, man. It's insane. They get so much fun from it.
It's like also Notail. Like, this is a man that gets to have 4 creeps in this game as well.
Yeah.
Because Era obviously is the man that takes up the helm of the Dominator. So they just leave one of those creeps behind if they want to. And if not, they just bring everybody in towards that mid. And just try and push it out. When you got 4 creeps, you can have even more auras, more stuns, more control.
They have such an insane gold lead right now.
How high is we going to... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's really starting to rise. Na'Vi have got to do something, and they got to do something now. Like, there is no waiting for this. Like, well, they can't wait for the BKB for the Alchemist. They can't wait for... Well, Bane's got nothing anyway. Like, the Orchid may be the only thing they wait for from Funnick.
Yeah,
that'll be the only thing, and that can be done to take out the Chen straight away.
Yeah, but it's not gonna even...
Oh, Trixie. Let's go to the team chat while he gets initiated on.
Right there. What did he do? Oh.
I got the dust on him.
I didn't reach. I didn't.
Watch out, watch out.
It's down there.
Still running.
I should care. That was my bad.
I have jump.
Well, I need
God,
mana
what the
boost on
fuck is
Adrian.
that?
You should care. I'm not with you.
Yo, the Clinks is somewhere here.
Yeah, but you should care, brother.
Can't kill me like German birds.
Just have some care. Just have some care.
Have some care. Against Phoenix Kings, you definitely need to. He doesn't have Arch though, so he can't really kill Fly right now.
Oh, are they really going to try and do this? We're going to try and look at just
There's
jumping
a DD
in.
on DK. There's a DD. They do it so fast.
They have a DD and they have the medallion to help him out as well.
When
Arrow's
Navi
going to
in
fly in, but it's all soaked up by the birds anyway. So if Vorst doesn't get himself a long range stun, he knows what's going on. But
They
yeah,
got it.
this Aegis, the Immortal, belongs to Luna.
It's really tough for Navi right now.
And fnatic tries split pushing them. When all else fails with the Clinks, just try and snipe out these tier 1 towers. But when you have a DK with DD TP himself in, he has an illusion rune, hell no.
They might kill this DK though. Oh, they have no Fiend's Grip yet. They need more time.
Still on cooldown for another 20 seconds. And in the meantime, Era just pushes out the middle lane. They got double Centaurs as well as a Wild Wing. That's some really nice attack speed coming in the way of Luna. Harney, he's going to get stunned up by a concoction from Dendi. And now fnatic also going to join this fight. It would be a good thing if he had Orca, but then again with the BKB, they just turned the track. Nice Nightmare. Actually saves him from a little bit of that extra burst damage. There's no breathe fire, but fnatic, well, you know, get at least 2 more attacks off up towards Notal, but Vorst leads himself away past the Mud Golems. And it becomes a 1-1 trade. Visage for a Clink's not really the best and may not be even ending at that. With Kuro on the run, remember that track? It gives the movement speed over towards Era. He can stick up with this one loosened beam up the hill. Oh, the stun! The breathe fire also wasn't able to bring down Kuro.
Yeah, nice.
But
play
Denny's
from Dendi.
concoction was perfect timing.
Yeah, very nice play from Dendi. He knew he could save him like on the edge. And very good. It's still a Clink skill. I'm pretty an attract one against a Visage, so really not a good trade for Navi. But they haven't tried to find those openings right now because Fnatic is just going to steamroll them. They have such a good pushing lineup. I mean, Luna is super fat, DK as well. Chen has everything he needs. He has all heal. He has mech. All heal ready in like 10 seconds. So it's going to be really hard for Navi to defend even their base. I mean, they have Cloud. They have good harassment from TC and Bottom. Even Klinks can try to like physically do physical damage on the opponent. But it's a tough spot for Navi right now. They need to find openings, but Fnatic is not giving them any chance to come back. They're just sticking as 5 and getting kill after kill and tower after tower.
Yeah. And what are you supposed to do? Like, they're sticking as 5, so you can't take a team fight. You try and split push and get a little bit more experience in gold, but then you start losing a couple of heroes, and then all that split push doesn't really count for much.
And Navi's support are so poor this game. It's really hard for them to come back. They just have boots on TC and Bane. They have nothing. When you look at Visage and Chen, they're doing great.
The Bane actually has a sub 1,000 net worth right now.
Yeah, it's
and ET is only just over that at 1.5. And then like you look for the Visage, he's got more net worth than both the 2 supports of Na'Vi combined.
The only thing Navi has going for them right now is that they have quite a good split push potential with the bottom and the Clinks, and TC and Alchi can always protect the base. They need levels on TC. They need the stomp and higher levels on Spirit if they want to protect the base against Fnatic's pushing power. They really need levels on Kuroki, else they're not going to be able to stand their ground, at least not with the Hovost and Phoenix split pushing.
Yeah. Even then, like a Voss, you see his next item now coming up. He went Manasar to start with, and now he's going to work his way into Maelstrom.
Yeah.
This is just push fast, farm fast, and pray he's able to catch up.
Exactly, he has to right now because Han is doing great. He's going to have Kuraz pretty soon. It's like 1k or 1k5 gold away. And Luna has Manta style, BKB. Whenever Luna gets Butterfly, then Fnatic can just end the game. Just send Luna on the high ground, no damage, no pressure.
Got a feeling Fnatic want to do it already. They smirk up. And look at the line. They're going to jump in around them. So let's go on board with Na'Vi right now.
Don't fucking drop me.
Getting him, we're getting him. Don't worry, brother.
Nice.
Top maybe. Top tower. Can someone TP? Can someone TP?
I'm tipping. There's
Yeah,
also
behind,
else
there
as well.
behind.
Let's go there, let's go there.
Can we get them behind? Can we get them from behind?
Yeah.
They're here.
Bottom is gonna TP.
Region top, guy. Region top.
I might need it as well. Do you need it?
Dude, you can have it.
Fine, we can go bottom now. We can go bottom.
So we're actually on board with Fnatic that time around, and
you can feel the momentum they have right now. Like they're all very hyped. They know they have this game if they don't play it wrong.
Yeah.
So it's really up to them.
Because even the way they're talking, it's like every single hero, we bring down one hero we can push.
Yeah.
That's
of course, that's the lineup they have. I mean, they have such a great pushing potential with Luna, Chen, and DK. Even Visage is good at this.
Vincere, the man that can actually do split push. And also, for all those people out there, there was some changes up with Fly. You remember, he was always labeled as the guy who never microed his own familiars. Nota took it up. Oh, Havorst, trouble. Those familiars, they're running high too, so Havorst's going to be headed down south. There's another hero around here. There's like Denny is down here, but he doesn't want to reveal himself off. And if Havorst brings him anywhere near him, he's just going to get his teammate killed. So he leaps away, and there's no TP available. He's got the high movement speed with phase boots as well as his extra leap speed. And he just keeps running back past the tier 2 tower. Oh, that track. He just gets rid of it. Natus straight away. DK might finish up the AC during this period. Courier almost ran straight back over the top of Havorst. And he's wasted a lot of time.
2 towers from like 2 or 1.
Wow.
1 minimum for sure. And maybe a second one, I'm not sure. But
well done for Havorst.
Yeah, that's Havorst. He has insane map awareness. Like, look at he could run into the jungle. Any player would have run up after, you know, evading Luna and DK. But Bounty would have got him. So great rotation from him. He's just running around, scouting the map, exploring it.
He knows he's fine. And now the bottom lane, Fnatic, they moved a lot of people, a lot of time as well, trying to commit to kill off Havorst just then, who now finishes up his Maelstrom.
I mean, look at the goal graph. That's Havorst running around.
That small little dip. That small dip. But it's about to change again, because we've got the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. And Na'Vi won't come out to fight this. As you said before, if they try and fight 5v5, they're just going to get walked all over.
Yeah.
Their only option is to try and find pickoffs. And that means they need a good initiation, just one person dead before the fight really begins.
Then he has a BKB. I like this choice. It will allow him to commit. If they see they can get a kill, like burst down Chen or something, to allow him to go into the fight without dying. It's clearly a defensive. I mean, they're going full on aggressive on Havorst and Klinks. And they understand the 3 other heroes would just have to try to slap this push somehow.
That's a big army coming up the river. Hero moves to the front of it. He really wants a Havorst, and now Denny, Kuro, Puppey, they all reveal themselves. And that Centaur, it's going to stomp and actually stop the Fiend's grip, but already Era's down. That's what they're searching for, and the ET ulti perfectly stamps the Visage back. 4-star from Notal will get him up towards the high ground and out to safety. But that was that fight that Na'Vi were looking for. The one pick-off to make the odds go in their favor.
What a huge fight. And the gem on Havorst, that's even bigger, because now Bounty, nobody can stop Havorst from split pushing now. Bounty cannot scout him. I don't know if Hani is going for a Shadow Blade as his next item. It doesn't look so, but Havorst is now completely safe. Nobody can stop him from split pushing, and same goes for fnatic. I would even get a gem on fnatic right now. They can get 2 gems. It's worth it. They can just split push them to death. I mean, just till they get, like, they try to outfarm them, and
I know a place where they can get one. It's on Visage.
Then just go for this Visage. Just smoke and get him again. This fight was huge for Na'Vi. It's a huge fight to take.
Honey, you gotta be so careful with that in the bottom lane. Just the possibility of getting tagged up by that arrow.
And look at fnatic top. He's just waiting for Trixie to farm some creeps.
Trixie's quite happy to keep tracking up fnatic.
It's a mind game between the 2 Invis guys.
Yeah. Well, I could see. Well, one's got the Invis reveal and one does not. But with that strafe now going down, like, what's Trixie gonna do? Like, he hits fnatic a little bit. He keeps the track going. But fnatic's running around right now with Noga Club, so he's already pretty tanky as it is. Not to mention when he's going to use Death Pact, so he's able to easily farm up. He's 21-32. That's his life points right now. Now that's a hell of a lot to try and get through.
It's the Klinks doing so much work, even though
they got the gem.
Like the Klinks. Oh, they're going top.
They're coming here without the gem though, but there's 2 sets of sentries. One's on Kuro, one's on Puppey, and they're going to search for Trixie. So the first set goes down. And now Trixie just attacked. Worst thing you can do. Yeah, new sentry, concoction. No need for a Fiend's grip, but they use the ET ulti instead. Alchemist will get the last hit there.
And what I want to mention right now is that, I mean, fnatic didn't find a gank, right? He was farming the whole game, and fnatic had to run as 4 all game long. So that's the power of the Klinks right now. He's putting so much pressure just passively, and Navi is actually able to out-farm really hard fnatic.
Oh, Koro. Hani goes into Frost Dragon. Look at that life points just being evaporated. They try to give him the mech charge to keep him alive, but there's just too much DPS coming out of that DK.
I mean, Havorst just hit like 10 times and he got no Maelstrom off. That's a bit sad.
And how are they even supposed to hit the Luna now? Like, you now need a Monkey King bar to come up on the Klinks.
Yeah.
Because you got evasion on Era.
They really need the full butterfly for Luna to really be able to tank up the damage. But, well, yeah, it's getting harder, and Puppey...
he's dead. Oh, Willie.
Oh.
reveals the smoke and instantly turns. Oh, wait. I don't think he realized it the first time around. And now, well...
Yeah, that's...
yeah.
I don't think he could escape that one.
I don't think he also realized the fact he broke the smoke because the fog of war wouldn't have shown it.
So now Fnatic is in a good spot to push. I mean, Navi has...
They're in a good place to take Roshan.
All right, okay. That's also something to get, I guess.
Small thing on the map.
There's no DK ultimate. Navi might want to fight this one.
Well, they'll definitely need the Bane down here, but they don't have time.
Yeah,
there's no
so
towers
fast.
to TP out to. The arrow flies in, but again, the familiar micro from Fly, it's just as good as what Kuro was doing during that last game. These arrows just hit so little because the birds are always in the way.
Navi's just trying to farm right now. It's pretty... I would have said... Yeah, I don't know. Fnatic is... They know how to split push really well. And right now they're getting split pushed, or at least Navi's trying that. So let's see how Fnatic adapt to that, if they decide to force it, or if they're just like, we're fine, we're just going to farm up. We have the better late game. It might be. I mean, Luna, DK is insanely scary in late game, so why not just wait, farm, and push when you feel really comfortable?
Yeah. They don't need to take too many risks. It's just try not to get picked off, and then you're going to be all good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if they do get picked off, then you do hit the point where they'll have to make a big decision. That's like, do we all go together? Like, just with the Luna, the DK, Bounty, Chen, Visage, all in one lane, and just go. Yep. And try and force the 5v5 up against Na'Vi. Because Na'Vi, they still have only won these fights when they got the initial pickoffs. Like, someone was slightly caught out of position. Even if the team fight did follow up directly after it, it was still one person that's just a little bit too far
Out
up.
of position, yeah, exactly.
Boom, and then they get the advantage, and they roll with that advantage. But if everyone's together, there is no advantage.
I guess on Luna, it's gonna be hard. I want to see how Navi defends that, because
well, they can't get in close.
It's really hard against Luna.
Like Acid Spray, ET throws out the stomp, so that's gonna be one way to do it. The Spirit's taking a lot of that damage away right now, so wait for Kuro to come back in. There's going to be a concoction sent over towards Hani. A Vorst in through the rear. He's just currently attacking on a Centaur. Not even a hero. He's just attacking directly towards the Centaurs. Funix on the way in too. He's got Handemize as well as Death Pact available. So he'll get rid of two of these creeps on the way in. There's still some lightning damage, and now the Hand of God is already being used. And a Vorst losing beam. He's on the run out of here. Soul Assumption damage is not enough to get the kill.
The problem for Navi right now is that they have really nothing to go in, really.
Oh, they're in deep. Dandy, the Eclipse is gone. The arrow flies, but the BKBs will protect him, and they move in deeper over to Kuro. Dandy's already brought himself back into the game, but Ira's got a double kill, and the gem is on the deck. Notal will now pop off the dust. They find Funnick a little bit further back, and BKB will not protect him. Fnatic are just walking through this base. This will be at least one Raxing right now, and maybe if they can get themselves a kill on Dandy, it's not really possible for the moment. Arrow flies out. It won't connect on anybody. In fact, it manages to split the entire Fnatic team in half. Concoction as well, steering Arrow, flying the way of Fly, but he gets sent back to base by the Chen. The melee ranked is down, and Na'Vi, they need to find kills to make these buybacks worthwhile. Then he's trying to run out of here, but they're completely visible with the track. Notel in the meantime, he was on the other side of the tree line. Again, that arrow. That's a 5-second on Hani. But they've got to move quicker. They can't go up there anyway. You got familiar drop downs, and as well as more support from Fnatic.
It's really hard to try to commit against the DK because the stun is instant, the animation is instant, and it's such a reliable stun. And Fnatic has so much burst damage, so anybody from Navi dies if it's not in BKB. They wasted BKB on... I mean, they used one BKB on Klinks, one BKB charge on Provost. It's getting really hard for Navi right now, honestly. Like, you can see the gold and the XP graph, that fight, and of course the fact... The Rex doesn't even matter at this point because Navi has great alt push, but it's really the fight and the kills they got. Even the buyback they were able to force. And now they did this without even the butterfly on Luna. Nothing can touch Luna right now. It's going to be like the next push from Fnatic is really confident. I mean, they even have the Aegis still. They're just going to push in. They could even go for the throne right now if they want to.
Man, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy for Fnatic. They're looking so good.
They're looking so strong.
And if they can 5-man it now. Like, melee racks down, everyone goes top. With Hard on the DK, he'll just stand, tank, and then move back a little bit. With the butterflies you said over on Luna, you still got a little bit more time left on the Aegis, not that much, so there should be no problem to push in. And if the middle lane pushes in, then again, look how far Fnatic's managed to drag this lane out the top. Fnatic just can't pick up and go from there. They've got to push in through the mid instead and then rotate up. So they won't have the creep wave momentum with them. But of course, we'll try and push this out as far as he possibly can before they come in.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's too late for Navi to split push. They have to force the fights. Just how the game is right now, they have to force the fights. to force the fight, to take them at least.
Well, Lavos has now gone high ground. He's attacking the tier 3 tower on the top, but now you see the difference in the damage output. Stomp or not, that's now going to be the ET ulti. It's going to snap Era a little bit, but the bouncing glaives. Puppey's just losing his life from being back this far, and then the glaives bounce between the two of them too. This is just why you can't run in close on someone like a Luna, and Avos is still here with Funning. They're going to bring down this tier 3 tower, but they just lost Rax on the top lane because of it. And they're going to go full Raxus now. There is really nothing else Na'Vi can do. If they come back to fight, they won't claim anything. So they'll take the melee ranks on the top. Now they're going to TP back. Already Trixie waiting for Funny to arrive. BKB will pop. Denny looking for the concoction, but the double BKBs from both Hani as well as Era combining up with the Eclipse. Avos able to go invis again. Morana only saving them from that one, but Denny, nothing will save him here. This is GG. This is Na'Vi being eliminated by fnatic. And fnatic, grand final position up against either their arch nemesis Alliance or possibly even China with Vichy Gaming.
What a game from fnatic. Again, the control. This game was way closer than the two others, for sure.
Yeah.
But really, fnatic showed so much control and so much calm, and really impressive performance from them. Looking forward to see if they can upset either Vichy or Alliance, depending on who upset. Not even upset, actually. If they can win against this team and grab their first European title, they're looking very strong. And I mean, Vichy showed a very strong performance in this tournament. Alliance, of course, dropped a game to fnatic. But the performance from fnatic right now was equal to Vichy's. So
yeah,
we'll see between those three teams, like remaining the tournament, which one can grab the title.
Man, it's going to be interesting. I'm still wondering if fnatic will get denied at the last step again. I guess
they deserve to take it. Honestly, this play was really flawless. They really deserve this.
They've been playing some of the best Dota in all of Europe of late, especially like when they get consistent. They're amazing.
That's so much control, so good. I mean, to be honest, sometimes I question their decision making as a team. I feel like skill-wise they're really strong, etc. But today and even like recently, they have the best decision making of the whole tournament. So they really grown as a team, and the play they're showing now is really impressive.
Yeah, I'm still wondering if it's going to be enough. Obviously,
I hope so for them.
Yeah.
I hope so for them.
Even just for their moral victory, like the amount of times they've come so close, but they've been so far away.
Yeah, exactly. And they come close not by having easy runs. I mean, they just win against the strongest team, the favorites. Like they knock out Na'Vi, and Na'Vi looked really strong in this tournament. So looking forward to see what fnatic can do against.
Well, they got time to think about it. Of course, we will be having our second semi-final coming up next.
Yep.
Alliance versus Vichy Gaming, and that's going to be one hell of a fun game. I'm really hoping Alliance came here as very much prepared. Like they just go back to the hotel room focused to come in tonight. Because if they're not, like Vichy Gaming, they've had like 2 of their games so far, and you can't really say they broke a sweat in either of them. It was very simple. It was just going through the motions. But it was going through the motions so quickly. Like these teams, like you spent hours playing your games yesterday, and they were over in 40 minutes.
They came
done. It was
40 minutes game. Went back to the hotel. Get ready for the next day.
Chinese efficiency, man.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I've been seeing the guys hovering around here, so they were watching these games very closely
they
too.
have to, because I mean, when you do that great in a tournament, and they won Na'Vi very convincing, you might. Of course, you think of the final and you think you have to watch every team. It's not only, okay, who do I face next?
Yeah.
So what team is in the tournament, especially for them, because it's actually their first tournament in Europe, so they have to adapt to the draft and everything. So.
Well, I think it's time to head over to Zoe, as she is ready with the man who is sporting something which reminds me of my grandmother. It is Hani.
Thank you very much, Toby. And I have now Hani joining me. First of all, of course, congratulations to you guys. So the first one in the finals. So you must be pretty darn happy. That was 3 amazing games, really. I mean, the first one, there's, I guess, not so much to talk about. You guys were just absolutely dominant and looked great in that game. However, in the second, we've been sitting here, me and Malcolm have been talking a little bit about the items being chosen, mainly the ones from you, as you went for the Boots of Travel as your first item, and then at the third it was the Blink Dagger. Do you feel like elaborating on your item choice there?
I chose the items that, like the way I went with these items, the items itself are very common. Of course the order was a different one, but I chose BOTs first because the only thing we could do was kind of split push them. Our fight was not nearly as strong, and I didn't really see pick-off potential with going the dagger first, because Alchemist, if he gets his ultimate off, there's not much to do. And unfortunately, we had a chance middle to kill the Alchemist, and then it lagged, and I couldn't get the ultimate right off, and ended up not working out. But we kind of drafted wrong. I think they took the Luna of us, which we wanted to have, and from there on, the draft kind of got shaky and didn't exactly work out how we wanted it to be in start.
Well, you did get the Luna in the third game, and that really seemed extremely strong. Together with the DK and the Chen, it looked like they couldn't hold that ball of those heroes. Do you feel that was more the item progression, or do you think it was the strat which played in your favor there?
I think overall our team fight was a lot better. They couldn't really fight against us. I think a big reason we won the game was because we kept the Clinks down. He had nothing the entire early game. There was no way for him to come back, because in the end, DK is a very strong hero against Clinks as well. You can't just fight him. You have so much armor on your side. Sure, they had an Elder Titan, which kind of negates the entire DK, but by then we had AC and whatnot too. We were way further in item progression than they were, so there was not really a comeback from them.
Well, it was absolutely great to see you guys playing like that. Now you're in the finals, so you have a little bit of a break now. I hope you use that wisely. We're going to see VG Gaming going up against Alliance in just a bit. So thanks a lot for joining me for the interview. And we're going to go to a quick break and should be right back with the second game in the semifinals here at the RaidCall EMS 1 Fall Finals.